Do what you do in the comfort of your own home, knowing that the things most precious to you are protected. Talk to the Nottingham Building Society today about a free home insurance review. Happy dancing!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to the Skydome Arena here in Coventry, ahead of the Genting Casino Coventry Blazers' first league game of the 2018-2019 season. Their opponents tonight, the Nottingham Panthers. I'm Ed Kimberley. To my right, my good friend and colleague Stu Coles, and we're bringing you all of the action from tonight's game on the Blaze webcast, courtesy of Blaze TV, which you can get in touch with tonight via Twitter at Blaze TV Live. Stuart, the Genting Casino Coventry Blaze in action last night fell 4 goals to 2 against the Milton Keynes Lightning in their pretty ill-fated Challenge Cup. The reputation of the Blaze in the Cup needs no more establishing, it needs no more description. They're not very good at it. They're not very good on the road there. And the Nottingham Panthers, they had their first defeat as well, however, still managing to get something out of the game, losing to Cardiff 3 goals to 2. It took extra time to separate those two. So the Nottingham Panthers making their first trip to the Skydome Arena for this season. So it'll be interesting to see what they bring to town.
Absolutely. The Nottingham Panthers really in a new era with a new coach. Rich Chernham has a lot of new names in the roster. A noticeable loss on the roster with the retirement of star David Clark. You know, right at the top of the list, you say, oh, number 5's not there anymore. And a big loss for them. But they seem to have filled it with lots of star talent on the forward lines. And there's a good roster that's been assembled here by the Panthers.
Yeah, they are doing very well as well, individually and as a unit. And we will go through that a little bit later on. But before the teams make their way out onto the ice, let's go through some keys to tonight's game, and that'll be starting with the Genting Casino Coventry Blaze. First things first, Stu, they've got to get better finishing off their plays. 50 shots on goal last night against the MK Lightning. They only converted 2 of them.
Yeah, they've been pretty good up until last night in taking those chances, particularly 5-on-5 against other teams. But last night they came up against a brick wall of Patrick Killeen in the Milton Keynes Lightning there, and nearly 2 goals on 50 shots. It's not somewhere where they want to be, and it's not somewhere where they're going to be successful against the Nottingham Panthers. The Panthers have excellent special teams, and that's really where the Blaze are going to have to capitalise on tonight, is on those 5-on-5 opportunities.
Yeah, and interestingly, the next key to the Blaze game will be defensive, and that is keeping Nottingham to the perimeter. And that's just because of what you've highlighted there, Stu. 5-on-5 they can score on the power play. Their power play just a shade over 25%. This is a very, very good hockey club who knows how to win, who knows how to score.
Yeah, very good at hockey club. They've been successful in terms of winning all the way through to last night. And to be brutally honest, if you can get a point against the Cardiff Devils early on in the season when they've started to pick up and get their season going early, you do it. It's not necessarily a bad result. So they'll be quite happy with their season start. They are doing well, but much with any teams, keep them to the perimeter, keep them away from the front of Mika Vickman's net, and that's going to be crucial. Yeah,
and the Blaze have been very, very good and successful when they've played the game physically, when they played the game with an edge, scoring goals on forechecking after physical hockey. They need to do that, but like as we mentioned, Stu, 25% power play for Nottingham Panthers. Individuals already hit their scoring stride. They've got to be clean.
They've got to be clean, and the penalties have been higher. You know, they've taken quite a few penalties early on this season, particularly in the pre-season games, and they want to make sure that they don't give Dean Smith, Tom Perry, the 2 referees of the evening, any chance to put them in the box. They've got to keep those sticks down on the ice. They've got to keep the hands on the sticks, making sure they just play the game cleanly, but they are going to need to be physical, because if we look at this Nottingham Panthers roster that they've assembled onto the ice, they're a big group of players.
Yeah, they are. Through the back end to the front end, even in the net, mind, Mike Garnett's not a small keeper. We have a keys to the game for the Nottingham Panthers as well, but as both teams have made their way to their respective blue lines, that means we're about 30 seconds away from the national anthem. So we will bring the keys to the game for the Panthers after the old God Save the Queen. We have the ceremonial puck drop underway between Guy Lepine, the captain for the Panthers, and Kevin Morris, the captain for the Blaze. And it'll be interesting to see what Guy Lepine's got in his bag of tricks, returning to the Nottingham Panthers after a lengthy absence in North America. He went from the East Coast back up to the American League, where he was a regular feature in Binghamton. More on him later. More on the Panthers later. We're going to pause for the national anthem. If you were just joining us, good evening and welcome to the Skydome Arena. You're in for a treat tonight. It's the first league game of the 2018-2019 season for the Genting Casino Coventry Blaze. Our host this evening as they take on the Nottingham Panthers. I'm Ed Kimberley. Stu Coles is my colleague to my right. We've done the keys to the game for the Coventry Blaze. Let's move on to the visitors, Stu. Firstly, it's all about bounce back ability for the Panthers. Their first loss came last night. How do they bounce back from that?
Winning is a habit, but so is losing a habit, and you don't want to get into any sort of early season ruts in terms of form. So even though it was a 3-2 overtime game against Cardiff Devils, they got a point out of it, but they're not going to want that another L in the column, because that's what makes the difference. It's whether it's the loss or the win, and they'll want to get back to that tonight.
Yep, as we said just before the anthems, there, Stu, a big team, but a big team out the front and the back. They will want to own the net fronts, both in front of Mike Garnett and in front of their former netminder Mika Wickman.
Yeah, if they can give Mike Garnett sight of the puck, he's going to save it. Absolutely phenomenal stats of over 94% save percentage. Likewise, Mika Wickman has struggled when he's had a little bit of time. And
finally, as we are just about to get started in the first minute of tonight's game, Nottingham Panthers will need to play for all 60 in front of the largest Skydome attendance we have seen so far this season. And the Panthers get off to a great start, winning the opening draw. Steve Lee will take it down the right-hand side. He gets checked by Ben Lake. As Brynner Sven will move it along the line and the Blaze will clear the zone. A high forecheck already being shown by the Nottingham Panthers as Tim Crowder has his first shift at home. Signed for the Coventry Blaze early in the week. Made his debut last night against Milton Keynes. He had 2 assists. He tries to come across the line with the puck, got stood up. And Nottingham will flick this in behind Mika Wickman and make a change. As Justin Hashi will hold this one up behind Wickman's net. Both teams change their lines. Everyone's happy, and Coventry can come away with the puck. Morris will dump it in. Nikiforuk should be the first man to it, aside from Garnett, of course, as Trey Lewis sends that one back from whence it came. And the Panthers will look to clear as All Farmer tries to settle it down, and a shot just goes wide as John Rao was looking at scramble back to protect Garnett. The shot was wide. Chris Joyo grabs that one pinching in, but there's going to be a hand pass called on the play, and we will have a stoppage with only 1 minute 12 having gone in the first frame. But an early little bit of a shake, rattle and a roll for the Nottingham Panthers back end, Stu.
Yeah, Nikiforuk chasing down Mike Garnett, and then a puck coming out for Jake Hansen in front of net, but he just couldn't quite turn it towards the net as he sliced it kind of wide left.
Face off in the neutral zone, won by the Genting Casino Coventry Blaze. Ferrara will dump that one in by Kellen Ainsworth, who really has been superb in the face-off dot. Sitting just a little over 90% at the minute, as Alex Guptill will take that one in down the right. Some speed, flicks it across, big chance and a big goal for the Panthers early. Mark Hertrubeast with the finish. And the former Edinburgh Capital back in the Elite League, back in the goal column. And the Nottingham Panthers back in the lead here at the Skydome Arena, and it only took them 1 minute and 30 seconds on a 2-on-1. Wickman left with not a lot to do with that.
That 2-on-1 breakaway, prime position for Mark Hertrubeast, who was brilliant when he was here for Edinburgh, and he's going to be brilliant again for the Nottingham Capitals. Great finish, top corner there, and 1-0 to the Nottingham Panthers after just a minute and a half.
Yeah, superb finish, lovely 2-on-1 break. The defenseman goes down to try and take out the passing lane, but it gets through anyhow. And Nottingham get off to a superb start. You talk about that bounce back ability, Stu. Goal inside 2 minutes on the road. I think that says absolutely masses about this new team, this new look, new coach. Pretty much the same Brit chorus, apart from David Clark, as you mentioned, who has had his, or will have his jersey retired. Ferrara gets that one across the line. The Coventry Blaze will go back to work. It's dumped in, but away from everybody. And the Panthers will clear as Lakovic will settle this one down. He shoots just wide of the net of Wiekman. And Ferrara tries to clear the zone, unable to. Nottingham will get this back in the zone. It was played out in front by Lakovic. Nobody there. As Luke Ferrara tries to send that one ahead of Pauly. The Nottingham Panthers will take it away. And they will chip it in and advance once again as Lakovic sends it out in front. Grabbed by Pauly, and a turnover sees a short side chance get redirected again into the netting after another good shift from Rob Lakovic back at the Sky Dome Arena.
Consistent performer for the Nottingham Panthers, has kind of settled into their lineup now and is very much a fixture of their roster. First goal for the Nottingham Panthers scored at 1 minute 31 seconds by number 21 Mark Hurtubise, assisted by number 27 Alex Guptill.
Yeah, Alex Guptill, another very, very experienced player. Was a third-round pick for the Dallas Stars a few years back. Ended up playing in the Ottawa Senators organisation for some time as a sliding tackle from Hashi freed that puck up, but Guy Lepine's going to come across the blue line with it and snap one straight into the glove though of Mika Wiekman. As the big, rugged captain for the Panthers gets his eyes wide with a little bit of space in the offensive end.
That'll be good for Mika Wiekman though. He'd get a nice glove save. That was right down in a fairly comfortable position for him where he could take it, snap the catcher over the top of the puck and then just bring it in close to him. Bit of confidence there. Yeah, the next save after you concede is always an important one, and he made a very, very good stop there indeed. Face-off will come to the right of Wiekman. Brett Pelini will stand over this one. I mean, we'll talk about Pelini a little bit later on, but what a reintroduction to British hockey he had, of course, with his brother playing in the EIHL, his dad being a legend of the British game. He really did come back with the bangers. Morris throws a hit as the shot comes in, as a rebound in front off the pads of Garnett. Blaze were unable to take advantage, and the Panthers are going to rush 3 on 2 here. Here is Pelini. He shoots over the top, and we'll have a whistle. It looks like it took a redirection off Hashi. As again, the Nottingham Panthers coming across the blue line seemingly with ease. Yeah, very much with ease. Coming forward in numbers and with speed. So you see here the puck just gets between Brinsven and Hashi there. Hashi just gets his stick out there to get that block on Pelini. Vital stop there. So that it was deflected over the net for a face-off.
Yep, the face-off will come to the right. Won by the Panthers. Shot through traffic. A hard hit from Jamin Rissling. I think it took a little redirection in the slot. But there's big giveaways. Nikiforuk jumps on a loose puck and sends one into the pads of Garnett, and he makes a fairly comfortable save.
That's already the second turnover the Nottingham Panthers have given up in their own zone. You want to tighten up on that defensive play there. Nice from Michael Garnett to come out, challenge for the puck all the way through, but then you don't really want to be playing the puck into the centre ice there in that situation. Realistically, you need to be coming up the board there.
Yeah, the left-sided D's tried to stretch that pass out a little bit too far ahead of Pither, as Venus is going to take advantage of a loose puck at the top of the circle. Shoots over the top, however. And Nottingham, through Guptill, will stretch this out. Lovely feed ahead of Kovacs, but it is whistled as offside. As Dean Smith and the linesman look at each other, and well, the lino was pretty convinced there, Stu. I don't think Dean Smith was.
Yeah, pretty convinced there. I think Lone stuck to his guns. Worth noting that it's Luke Ferrara that's dropped down off the second line to the third line to accommodate the introduction of Tim Crowder. Crowder playing with Pauly and Lake tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Stu. Crowder with his debut in Milton Keynes. 2 assists. His brother Paul Crowder, of course, playing in his second Elite League season after winning championship with Cardiff last year, as Ainsworth will send one to the slot from the wall on the stick of Ferrara. He gets it back. Again, looks at the slot for Venus, who under some pressure ends up going down, and Joyo has to fight to keep this in, sends one off the frame. Ainsworth moving along the line, sent out in front by Venus, and that one missed its intended target with a nice idea though from the Brit. It's Ferrara with a lovely play across to Ainsworth, but his shoveled backhand pass didn't go anywhere near where he wanted it to, as the Blaze back end were changing. Clements saw that puck sit on maybe a little bit of damp ice and just a fight to retrieve it. It's tipped in by Pauly. Garnett plays it behind the net, and the Panthers smoothly come away with it. That was very efficient, as Bettridge is the man on down the left. He shoots one under the glove. It's come out in front. Huge rebound in the scramble. Shot comes in again. It's wide of the net off the glove of Kevin Noble. Big block there from him, as it looked like Wiekman was still scrambling to recover. And Nottingham again looking sharp offensively, as Crowder's muscled the Panthers out the zone. Here's Pauly trying to shield the puck. Backhand through his legs, and Garnett makes a save as Pauly tried something fancy. Unfortunately, Garnett read it. Let's have a look again. This is very, very cute. He's trying to shield his defenseman away from the puck. He does well doing that. Left with limited options, but he found one anyway. Yeah,
just turns it, uses his body well, and then beats Lakovic by stopping his pace, and then it hasn't really got an option. There's no one there for pass, so just tries to get it through the legs, see if he can sneak it through the 5-hole of Garnett.
Yeah, and maybe those work against slightly less experienced netminders, but not against Garnett, as Morris straight off the face-off gets a shot, stopped short side. But you look at the experience of Garnett. He was the 3rd overall pick back in the day with Atlanta. He has a good number of NHL games under his belt, an even bigger number of KHL games under his belt. He's represented Team Canada. He's a very, very good, strong netminder. His stats this season so far have been mind-blowing, as Henderson will take this one in. It seems to get bogged down along the boards. He will come back in to help out, but the Blaze have chipped it clear. Hansen, he'll show some speed, gets into the zone, pulls up, sends it across. Morris got poke checked. And Nottingham will try and keep Blaze to the outside as Hansen gets to that puck first. Tried to spin around Wrestling. And the number 93 did a great job for Nottingham there as Brinisven keeps it in, but gets the sand wedge on it. Doesn't clear the ice though. Stayed just off the top of the glass. Nottingham eventually will muscle that away. And they just calmly move it D to D and chip it out so they can change their forward line. Coventry will have to go back and break out here, although there's some pressure coming in on the forecheck by John Rayo. There's the Brinisven. Tries to play a D to D pass. That got picked off. He recovered well, though. And Ferrara sends that out the zone. Sits nicely for Ainsworth. Dumps it in. The big figure of Dylan Olsen stood up right to him as Venus gets hit hard. And Nottingham again gets straight into the action here. Wrist shot from Joyo. It's right into the pads of Garnett. And some lovely traffic coming across the front of him from Ross Venus. And that's something the Blaze will need to do more. Taking away the eyes of Mike Garnett, Stu, and his stats speak for themselves.
Yeah, 94% over that in terms of his save percentage. Goals against of 1.67 in league play this year. Fantastic work, and going to have to get traffic in front, because if he's going to see it, he's going to stop it.
Yep, face-off will come to his left. We have got a fair few tweets coming in. We'll get those out in the next breaking play as Joyo wrists one off the forwards pads in front of him. Bettridge making a great block. He's in some discomfort as he will head to the bench, and the Blaze try and find a hole as Jacob Doty picks off that poor pass from Lewis. Lakovic will get behind the goal line. And Joyo trying to send him out the way he came. Dylan Lawrence is in there for Coventry. Coming to the end of his trial. The Blaze will find out shortly if he's done enough to earn a ride for the rest of the season. Lewis sends it behind the net. Some pressure on Joyo from Lakovic. And Lawrence again finds himself in the thick of it. But he does a good job, and the Blaze get out of the zone. They could get a 2-on-1 here, but Gillespie mops up handsomely. And Nottingham will come the other way, down the right-hand side. Henderson, watched by Pauly. He rolls off the back of him. Finds a pass to the point. Wrestling. Dropped it down low. As Mark Herchebis, the goal scorer, works his way to the top. He shoots on net, gloved, but came out for Henderson, who sat right on it. And Coventry eventually will come away with possession. Here is Lawrence. Shoots off the pads of the defenseman. And again, Nottingham can come away with it. Nikiforuk chips it around his man. Hansen helps out. There's going to be a penalty on the play as Nikiforuk dives, trying to get the return feed from Jake Hansen. He was upended as well, but I think it'll just be the interference minor on Wristling as he heads to the box.
Yeah, clear interference on Wristling as he stepped across Nikiforuk's path on that first breakaway through.
I was just seeing Stu on my game sheet here. Jane and Wrestling, spelt J-Man.
Yeah, Janen.
Yep. Someone getting their N's and their M's mixed up on the game sheets, which is nice. I was watching 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown earlier. Maybe whoever was doing this could do with a little sharpener. I'm only messing. It's nice that we get some information up here. Face off to the right of Garnett. The Blaze first power play of the evening. Brinisven grabs it straight at the blue line. Although an attempted shovel pass from Nikiforuk back to him came off the skate of the penalty killer in front of him. And Coventry will have to start out in their own zone again, looking a little untidy. They settle things down now, and they will come away with Nikolai Brinisvan. Drops it off, Nikiforuk, over to Hansen. Pither pinched up to try and take away his ice. Did a really good job, Luke Pither. And Coventry will have to start again. Nikiforuk chips it in behind the defence. Hansen will chase. Lee gets there first, and poke check frees that puck up, and Coventry have it after some good work from Paul Lee. They are able to retain it. Brinisvan at the top of the circle, shoots, big rebound out in front, and it's muscled wide of the net. Some good work from Garnett. Brinisvan wants it back at the point. Top of the box, closes that out, but Morris sneaks down low from the hash marks, poured it over the top. Now Coventry starting to come alive on his PP as they send one right into the net front area. Paulie tried to find the stick of Morris. They scored like that against Guildford here last week, but the defence and the netminder did what they needed to do. At Nottingham, well, they had their first scare of the evening.
Yeah, some nice moves on that shift there, getting the puck around, but they weren't able to get that final touch from both Morris and Brinisvan.
Lovely zone entry from Ainsworthy. Just danced in comfortably, and Coventry get it behind the goal line. Hashi gets that one at the point. Back over to Ainsworth. Back below the goal line again. Ben Lake tries to work it to his forehand. Nottingham say there's no room there for him as Crowder gets a shot, and it's heavily redirected just wide of the net. Well, we've seen those go in before as Hashi gets it back to Crowder. Shoots himself again, this time just wide as the puck was sat up for him. Nottingham back to full strength. That was a good opening PP for the Blaze. Ferraro with a swing and a miss. And Nottingham get a handle on the puck, and they will slowly start things up so they can change. Billingsley throws one just wide of the net. Coventry will try and retain this here, although Hashi's outnumbered in the corner. This eventually come through to Ben Lake, and away come the home team. He's got a man all over him, and he gets absolutely clattered. He's trying to shield the puck. He got absolutely bombed by Stevie Lee as he gets a welcome back to the Sky Dome. Paulie tries to set that puck down. He gets bumped. And Ben Lake, with a weak shovel, heads to the bench, and he'll be licking his wounds. That was a good hit from Lee. Lakovitz on the dump in, shoots on the turnaround, off the glass, ran on the ledge. Some good work from Kovacs to read that, get it down and retain it. And the Blaze winning a board battle, aren't able to clear the zone though. Nottingham get poke check, shot comes in from Billingsley just wide of the net after it got redirected. Nottingham doing a good job here, although Guptill walked straight into Noble, and Coventry needed that stoppage. As soon as the Panthers killed it off, they got back to even strength. They were back with the pedal to the metal as they get that puck in behind the goal line. Joyo, little shimmy shake. No one was falling for that though, as Morris fighting for it. Shot from, just wide from Nikiforuk. There's steam coming off of that one.
Yeah, nice bit of a zip behind that as he just stepped into it and hit it first time.
A loose puck in front now though. Pither with a weak backhand, and it's wide of the net. I think via Mika Wiekman, but again this time it's a defensive zone turnover for the Blaze, as well they don't want to give the Nottingham Panthers any helping hands here, Stu, as they look like they're going to score freely on their own accord. As Trey Lewis is unable to clear. Joyo hunting for it. Morris can't do anything with the bouncing puck. There's a chance if Nottingham get a clean handle on it, they can't. And a little bit of a hack at the glove of Wiekman from John Rio, and there'll be some pushing and shoving. Joyo and Lewis in there.
Between the age of 10 and 16.
Farmer joining in the fun, but it'll all settle down, Stu.
It will all settle down. As we mentioned, a couple of hellos from Twitter to both Ant and Johan. Yes, we realised we were watching a different game last night, or in fact I think the problem was we weren't watching a game at all. Cardiff beat Nottingham in regulation.
Oh, excuse me.
I think there was some confusion between that and the Steelers result, which was in overtime.
Yeah.
And both 3-2. Some errors there. We apologise for that. And hello to Robin Allen, who's watching in Ribnick this evening, saying hello after doing some entertaining speedway.
Well, we know a little bit about that here at the Sky Dome, but we prefer our sports on ice as that puck gets dumped in the corner. Nottingham try to carry it through. Brynnesven throws a good hit on the wall and retains the puck nicely despite being heavily off balance. And Coventry will come away with it. Hansen shows us some moves. Morris tried to hold on side but ended up getting in the way of Jake Hansen. And the Blaze will see a whistle blown as that puck leaves the bench just next to Guy Lepine, and he will hop on for another shift. Big hello to Connor Ramby as well, who's dropped us a message to say good evening, and good evening to you, Connor.
Good evening, Connor.
So the Coventry Blaze going with this new look second line with Crowder, Pauly and Lake, 1992 and 9, for a little bit of symmetry if that's your thing.
As a commentator, it is not.
It's all right. At least the lettering on the Blaze these jerseys are easy to read, unlike the white ones with the blue strip right through the nameplate. As the Blaze will pick this one off as a check comes in from Lake on Crowder. Unintentional, of course, as their teammates, but the Panthers will take advantage as Stevie Lee cranks one high. Nottingham have retained possession in the offensive end. Pellini sent it around the boards. As a bump comes in from behind on Hashi. There'll be a whistle on the players. I think Dean Smith spotted it, but he's not going to call a penalty. But he came to protect Justin Hashi, who was on all fours with the puck between his feet.
Yeah, it just looked as if the puck was in a little bit of a dangerous spot, but potentially tied up as well in the body, so they blowed it just before it came out away from the boards.
Sensible. You as a hockey player, don't really want to be on all fours with the puck kind of in your ribs or midsection area. Tends to be a lot of carbon fibre entering that vicinity quickly. So yes, at Blaze TV Live, if you want to join us on Twitter this evening, drop us a message, let us know how you are enjoying tonight's game as the Blaze offside. And Ross Venus tried to hold on. I don't think Kellen Ainsworth had spotted the offside, tried to charge in, and the Panthers will shrug their shoulders and take a whistle. Yeah,
both Venus and Farrell thought that they were going to be able to stay on side. They managed to get on side, and then Ainsworth careered in through, expecting them to have gone on through the ice by that point.
Yeah, he's very much their face-off specialist, Kellen Ainsworth. He lines up here against Herchebys. Excellent career he's had, very interesting career after leaving the UK. He spent considerable time in Sweden, playing between, well, he went to D1 first, and to be honest was a little bit too good for that league, as his stats would show. He ended up with a rash of points before going to Allsvenskan, spent some time in the SHL as well. He had a season with AIK, did a little bit of a European tour before coming back to the UK. And yeah, he was solid for Edinburgh that year, one of the better Edinburgh years, and maintains that reputation. As Venus just about clears the zone. It wasn't pretty though. Ainsworth lined up a hit, had to back out, and Justin Kovacs will send that one behind the net. Clements and Guptill tying up for it behind the goal line. Noble in there too. Big hit comes in from David Clements, and he maintains his physical presence in there on this play, as the Panthers do get it away from the boards though. They get it to the point, a hard shot comes in, heavily redirected off a diving Kevin Noble, and the Blaze need to clear the zone, and they do so. Noble's put his face in front of a couple of puck snipers. The Panthers have come across the blue line on a poor change from Coventry, and Mika Wiekman has to make a big stop. And again, as we look at this play again, you see what Noble's done. He's blocked that shot there. Immediately he's thinking line change when it clears, but the Panthers grab possession in the neutral zone, switch wing, and look at all that real estate right there, Stu.
Yeah, the right wing stayed up high, spotting that Noble was coming off for that change. Gave a lot of space there, got a good opportunity, and just flicked off the glove of Wiekman there over the top.
Look, you put yourself in front of a puck, particularly in the ribs, the midsection, it hurts, it takes the wind out of you. You kind of glance at your bench and you want to get off as soon as you can, but there, with the right wing, as you said, Stu, kind of hanging high, thinking, I'm not going to change myself just yet, I'm going to see how this plays out. He got a really big look as a result, and Wiekman getting a little piece of it with the pad spoils Nottingham's party on that play, as the Blaze get it out of the zone. Not very cleanly. There's Tommy Hughes mopping up. A hit comes in on Nikiforuk. Joyo tries to keep his man at the wall. It's Betteridge, who's had a really good game so far tonight. Dumps that one in. Good play from Lakovitz as well. Jacob Dotti enters the play, throws a bump on Lewis, and there'll be a whistle on that play. I think because of a high stick, Stu, an incidental one.
Yeah, just play getting caught up there, so they blow it dead again and get the face-off to reset. Both teams taking the opportunity to do the full change. Yeah, it looked like I think Dean Smith might have lost sight of the puck for a minute then, because I glanced at him to see where he was looking, and looking here, there and everywhere. Certainly wasn't the high stick, so if it was, they'd have brought it out for the... because it was Nottingham who had the control of the puck, so they'd have brought it out of the zone.
Maybe he did lose sight of the puck, and that was what the whistle was for. Certainly their hand signals weren't clear. The Blaze will get this off the draw, and Crowder will get it out. Up high, and it's bounced through the slot nicely for Ben Lake, and on a broken play, cranked that puck wide. It sat up on him. But again, he just watched the bounce, read it, and did a great job of getting a scoring chance. Here's Crowder, the right shot down the right, sends it on net, and a low shot, I think intending for a rebound to come out of Garnett, but it was just in the shorts, and he held it there, and the Panthers will have a defensive zone draw, and they will change.
Linesman James Irons there in a touch of difficulty after taking a bit of contact in the face-off. Just needing a moment to reset. Dean Smith going over, asking if he's going to be okay. Does he need a little bit of help? But good to see that he's able to continue.
He's a tough guy. He'll be all right. Puck ends up behind the goal line. The Panthers try and get it out, but a turnover again. Crowder tries to hold on, sends it low. Good pad save. Hashi will crank that on the one-timer, and a save again from Garnett. The rebound was there for Paulie. He didn't track it. And the Panthers clear the zone. Brennisman coming into the play, starts things up behind the goal. Late. Chips it in. He chases, sends it out in front, big chance! Big goal from Crowder! Gets the Crowder on their feet! And his home debut sees him find the back of the net. And the Coventry Blaze really needed that one, Stu.
Great work from the second line as they dump the puck in, and then Ben Lake chases it down himself, pulls it back to Crowder, who sets an absolute rocket first time past Mike Garnett to level the score at 1 apiece.
The Coventry Blaze felt they needed to replace some of the goals lost by Danik Paquette, maybe increase on it a little. Crowder certainly hit the ground running. 2 assists last night, a goal on his home debut. There'll be a big smile on the number 90's face, that's for sure. The Blaze get the restart underway and they win the draw 2. Chipped in by Ferrara. Backhanded it round by Garnett. And here come the Panthers. 4 minutes to go in the period. Wrestling sends a little head fake for Clements, doesn't fall for it. Dave Clements will get this one out. Held on well. That allowed Ainsworth to curl. He gets the puck. Try to find it ahead of Ferrara. That one might leave the zone here, although Clements has hacked it back around. Did a big old U-shape though, and the Panthers grab it on the far wing. And they come across the blue line. Here's Tommy Hughes. Drops it back. Kovacs gets marshalled away from it by Clements. And Venus gets it into the neutral zone. Blaze changing. Nottingham are slowly, although that pass is picked off by Nikiforuk. Tried to dance around Lakovitz, who put his body in a really nice position there to make a hit if he needed to. And good vision from Nikiforuk to avoid it, as they've certainly been trying to step up on their alumni tonight. So Blaze unable to clear the zone through Hansen. Betridge will sneak away with it, comes out in front, and it's shot wide by Jacob Dotti. And the Coventry get away with one there, and they will get away with the puck as well. Morris dumps it in. Hansen goes to get it, gets hit by Lepine, goes back after it, it comes out in front. The Nottingham Panthers got that, and they will get it out the zone too. Both teams having hit the twine with 2.5 minutes remaining in this period. It's 1 apiece. Coventry Blaze look like they've settled into it a little bit better. The Panthers were quick out the blocks, Stu.
Panthers very quick out the box, but Blaze managed to work themselves some good opportunities, and it's been a fairly even period.
Puck comes to the right side. Oh, a big hit from Trey Lewis as they were trying to bring it down the right-hand side. Excuse me. Looks like it was Morris, with the hit. Lewis was on that left side of defence, though. 2 physical players. Hashi in the neutral zone drops that one off. Brennisman sees it bounce on his stick. He hated that. You could see he had resented having to glance down and make sure he still had it. And the Blaze do manage to survive and get it out the zone, though, into the last 2 minutes of the first frame. Played out by Rissling. And the Panthers changing, so the Blaze can take a breath. But they break out straight away. Paulie will chop it in. Ferrara put some pressure on Garnett. Garnett did really well just to hold his horses. Henderson will dump that one in. Brennisman trying to take away a little bit of his stride. Trying to keep it on the legal lines of interference. Ferrara chips it in. Looks a little uncomfortable on his feet there, Luke Ferrara. But a mistake from Garnett. Ferrara just tried to get it back to the slot or anywhere there was space in front of the cage.
1 minute remaining.
And with 1 minute remaining in the period, the Blaze bring it into the zone with Venus, but Steve Lee does an easy job of marshalling him. And Coventry do get the tip in from Ferrara, but they are on a change. And Garnett can take his time. McGee Lepine says, no, let's hurry this up. Let's see if we can go into the intermission and get that lead back. Cannoned in behind by Hutchbeast. Dumps it again, comes off a couple of gloves and a couple of sticks, and Blaze eventually get it to the line and get it out, and they might get a 2-on-1 rush here if Nikiforuk can get there first. He does. Nikiforuk, they have time. He shoots and it's saved. Rebound came out. He tried to hack it short side. I don't think he thought he could get that through the passing lane to Morris. Guptill coming the other way. And now the Coventry Blaze are on the rush again. Here's Hansen. Pulls up, still with Jake Hansen. Stood stationary, but he's made a great play. Lewis, wrist shot, gloved by Mike Garnett. I gotta say, Jake Hansen did so well there, considering he hadn't moved his feet. He got it off Nikiforuk, went round him, and then he had to plant his feet to try and find a trailer pass here. The lane's got taken away. One lane there's gone. Second lane there eventually opens up for Lewis.
And it's a big body of Jacob Gotti coming in to try and to get Hansen off the puck. He uses his big frame very well to just absorb the hit and then make the pass to Trey Lewis in front. Great opportunities created from the Blaze there. Yeah, they've looked like they're brightening up nicely at the end of this period. Nottingham had the early doors. The Blaze have got the last call. 6 seconds to go in regulation. The Blaze needed that offensive zone win. They won't get it, and we will be all tied up at 1 going into the break. Stu, the Coventry Blaze getting a really much needed bit of relief from their even strength goal from Tim Crowder. Lake and Brennisman with the assist.
So I'm walking through, and as I'm going out for warm up, I remember saying to myself, walking down the tunnel, this is it. Right, I'm gonna walk on the ice. There's gonna be people in the stands coming to watch me play. So I step on the ice. I am not 2 feet on the ice, and I hear, "Leach, you suck!"
You start to think, what was I doing when I was 20 years old?
Right. Hey, I didn't think I was going to be doing that when I was 20 years old either. So.
Unfortunately, like you said, it's one of those moments where Julian comes up big when he needs to.
Oh, God. Dude, let's not pump his tires.
So I went out and I started lining up and I started going the wrong way against my own goalie because I was so nervous I didn't even realize. And everyone was yelling at me. And then I was like, oh my God.
Before we carry on, I will say that you have the most delightful accent that has been on this show. I've never had someone with that kind of Bostonian accent. So this is wonderful.
Yeah. Hopefully you can understand me.
Well, I tell a story in the book about cycling with our team at one point.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, you should pick up the book. But
no, I think the first day he showed up was a good indicator of Linger. He walked in, and instead of carrying a hockey bag, he was carrying a duffel bag.
Don't do the mistake I did once, just leaving the ice, being the only rookie to not stay. I heard about it for months, let me tell you.
And you mentioned them a minute ago. What did you make of Johan's white skates when you first saw them?
Well, they're not for me, but I thought they were awesome. Yeah.
You had a fight in a game.
Oh, God.
Now, well... now,
all of a sudden, about after 5 minutes of doing drills and stuff, the Fury obviously starts to come down onto his face and everything. So, anyways, he takes off back to the boards and he's throwing water on his head and drinking it, and everyone's looking at him like, what's wrong with him? You know, like, what's going on? I never told anybody, right?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome back to the Skydome Arena here in Coventry ahead of the second period of tonight's Elite League regular season game between the Genting Casino Coventry Blaze and the Nottingham Panthers. What a piece after the first frame. The officials already back out onto the ice. They're keen, back out to try and get this game underway. And the Nottingham Panthers making their way out. Will want to start this second frame like they did the first. The Coventry Blaze will want to finish it like they finished the first. And Stu, we've had some hellos as well to do, so I will let you go through them.
Hi to Dan Buxton, who's currently just moved to the Guildford School of Music this weekend. We hope that you're turning all of your flatmates into Blaze fans.
Yes.
It shouldn't take too long. And also hi to Sandy and Daff from Langley Mill, who are cheering on the Panthers this evening.
Yep, big hello to you all. And the Blaze making their way back out onto the ice. Stu, I kind of fluffed the delivery a little bit, but the point was going to be Nottingham Panthers will want to start this period like they did the first. The Blaze will want to pick up where they left off at the end of the first.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Nottingham Panthers, as well as wanting to come back out with the zip that they showed in the first couple of minutes, they're going to want to cut down on their defensive zone errors. They caused there were a number of 3 or 4 turnovers in their own zone, which led to shooting opportunity, got grade A shooting opportunities on Mike Garnett, and they're going to want to cut those down, because that was really the difference between the two. So Panthers were creating some opportunities, but they weren't great, but they kind of gifted the Blaze a lot of their opportunities, and if they can cut that down, they'll probably do well. They don't look so comfortable in their own zone. Maybe they're still learning the system at the moment. We'll wait and see in the second period.
Yeah, and back to that Garnett point, he is a 1.67 goal against average, so with 2 last night, or 3 last night and 1 tonight, they're unlikely to see another one go past him if the statistics are to be believed. So the Coventry Blaze really are going to have to sharpen the knives here if they're going to be clinical with their finishing, as Polini manages to work it in behind the boards. Hashi tried to play it through the crowd of players that gathered behind the net, but it kind of almost predictably came off a skate or a leg, and then he was having to backtrack. The Panthers change. They get it out the zone as it's held on as John Rio looked to jump into the play. He just didn't want to get caught with too many men on the ice as he tries to centre the puck. Shot comes from Pither, grabbed by Nika Vikman, and we'll have a stoppage.
Nice play from Pither on the boards there. Didn't really have any passing opportunities, so just fired it straight at Mika Vikman's net just to see what he could generate.
Yeah, the Blaze just trying to keep them to the outside here. They've not been able to turn over the puck from Nottingham cleanly and get it out the zone, so...
Yeah, you can see there was a guy down low right by the net, but that was covered by 2 Blaze players. The defensemen were up high. There wasn't really much else on there.
Yep, face off to the right of the netminder for the Blaze as Morris will start this one up. Tried to find Hansen, who tried to split the D there, but there's no dice as both the defensemen pinched together, both Hughes and Rissling. Hansen will get that one out via the boards. Hit comes in from Nikiforuk, a little bit outsized by Jane and Rissling, and the result was fairly predictable. Nottingham do get it into the zone, but Coventry grab it back, and Jake Hansen will send it ahead of team captain Kevin Morris. He sends one wide of the net. He didn't have anything else on himself either. He goes and gets that puck behind the net with a bit of a battle with Hughes. It's come out in front, shoveled towards the net by Nikiforuk. Backhand stab. Hansen's kicking himself as he looked like he had a cleaner look beforehand that was taken away. Let's have a look again, Stu. As again, a little bit of a chaos in front of the cage as the Blaze forcing this on the turnover on the forecheck.
Yeah, a little bit of play there, and Hansen just couldn't quite get a stick on it. Nicely tied up there, but I think that was couldn't quite see what their number was there, thanks to the colouring on the shirt.
I think it's either Hughes or Rissling. They were the defensive pair.
Well, I think probably Rissling, so it looked like a 3. So 93, Jaden Rissling.
Faceoff will come to the right of Garnett. Won nice and cleanly by the Panthers. A nice defensive zone win, and they can come away with it, and they do down the left. Guptill gets some speed going, sends one on the net. Easily dealt with by the netminder, and a good bit of play. Gives that one to Noble in space. Shoveled by Venus, just a bit too far ahead of Ferrara. He gets in the offensive zone for Ainsworth. Didn't come to him with enough velocity and had to kind of dump it in. And Nottingham come away with it. They'll try and get it into the offensive zone quickly. Kovacs Try to send it into the slot. It comes out of the pads of Mika Wiekman. I think he was surprised by that one. Nottingham still have it, facing the right way. Puck comes behind the net. Chance at the back door, and the pass from Guy Lepine missed its target. Nottingham had a really good look there. Ainsworth sends it ahead of Ferrara, and he will come out the zone with some tired-looking legs, but he chases his own dump in, and the rest of the line can change. Stevie Lee plays it out. Hashi will race that that icing, and the Blaze get an offensive zone draw. And they will want to get a handle on this puck early, Stu, and get some zone time, get some pressure on the Garnett goal.
Yeah, Nottingham Panthers have started this period well. They've had a few looks on Mika Wiekman's net. The Blaze want to try and get the possession. I'd probably say Nottingham Panthers did have the lion's share of the possession in the first period, but sort of like the opportunities that were created were kind of even. So here they probably want to get some more hold of the puck a little bit more, maintain their puck possession, and they'll do that by starting to win face-offs.
Face-off to Garnett's left is won by Nottingham, who have been very, very good in the draw tonight. Bettridge gets that across wing. Nice play from him. Lepine enters the zone, shoots one over the top. Lakovitz grabs it straight away cleanly. It comes off a pad, and a lovely bit of hand-eye from Hashi. Gets that one out of the air. Enters the zone under some pressure. Got it to Crowder. Paulie ends up with it in the corner somehow. It really did pinball around. And Paulie dumps it back. Crowder bumped by Lakovitz. He's still going though, Tim Crowder, before shoveling it along to Lake. Tries to send it back to Tim Crowder, but no joy for him. Brynäsven holding on under pressure, sends it down the wing. Hansen got a piece of it, but hard pass to do anything with. Half look was there for Nikiforuk if it could be sent to him by Lake. The shot goes wide, and Nottingham, who are changing, can't press home their advantage. Brynäsven up to Nikiforuk, enters the zone, shoots. Garnett makes a save up high, gets the rebound as that one popped right off his shoulder. So Nikiforuk took a long, hard look at that one, Stu.
You can see what Ben Lake was trying to do with that earlier opportunity, just square it across the middle to Sean Paulie. It wasn't to be. Here's another opportunity. Nicola Brynäsven handles the puck so well coming out of the zone, takes a shot, and again it's that man Brynäsven coming charging through centre ice, looking to make sure that that rebound is either on his stick or covered up.
Yeah, it's crazy that Dukli Yalava in the Czech League used him as a defensive defenseman rather than allowing him to have a little bit more freedom and creativity going forward, as it's what he's been doing throughout his career up until that point. Here's Polini, shovels a backhander into the slot, nobody there, and Nottingham will take it in the neutral zone through Dylan Olsen. The big body of Dylan Olsen had an extensive spell in the NHL, a former first round pick. As the shot comes in short side, grabbed by Mika Wiekman. And I've got to say that's a big feature of this Nottingham Panthers team this year. They've got a lot of big bodies at the back with young Mr. Tetlow. He's absolutely enormous. Risling's a big guy, Olsen's a big guy, Lepine's a big guy, Billingsley's not undersized. Stevie Lee definitely plays a lot bigger than he is, and yeah, that's
the vast majority.
That's pretty much the vast
majority of that roster are 6 foot plus. It's a big group of players.
Yeah, and they really do look like they're going to be very special on not just their own size, because they're fairly mobile at the back, but when they go into rinks like Manchester, which are small, cramped, really an environment that Ryan Finnity's hockey suits, they're going to be able to throw punch for punch with them there.
Yeah, the Skydome is one of the smaller rinks as well in the country, and Nottingham Panthers are not looking uncomfortable or out of place here. So I don't think the size is going to be a problem there.
No, definitely not. As the Blaze get that one out of the zone, they've whistled down for icing.
It's almost as if that sort of Cardiff mould that kind of came out of the last part of the last decade with Finity, Voth side, that then Finity kind of brought on it in both Braehead and Manchester, and we see Cardiff have done it very well over the past few years, taking that team from the Big Blue Tent to Ice Arena Wales. So there is a trend now for going for big teams, but they can also play.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And one of the things about having those big players that can skate, they can generate momentum, they can generate physicality, is there's a big chance if in Nottingham, it's popped up off the face of Noble in front. Hughes is going to take a shot. Play's going to continue here, but the Blaze are obviously a man short at the back as Noble gets back to his feet. And the Blaze done a good job of plugging the gap, and they will come away with the puck. Venus Ferrara hacks one in offside, and well, you know, Kevin Noble has had to make a few big blocks tonight, and that was one that just popped up and caught him in the kisser.
Yeah, took that one up high. I have to say, I'm a little bit surprised that the referee didn't blow that dead. I mean, fair enough, whilst the puck was in the perimeter, you can kind of let that play develop. But as soon as that puck heads towards the net, there's a player down on the ice. For player safety, you really should be blowing the whistle there.
Yeah, look, I mean, Tommy Hughes on the right side of defence there had the puck on his stick. If he wanted to throw a slap shot on the cage, Noble's right in the way and
he can't
defenceless.
Can't defend himself there.
Yeah. I think Dean Smith was saying that to Danny Stewart, you know, it hit him in the helmet, but you know, if that hits you in the visor, say, and you're not expecting it, you know, those do shock you, especially when there's velocity behind them. As that puck ends up in the corner. Lawrence is in there for the Coventry Blaze. Alex Forbes as well. They're out there with Nicky Forrick centering them. Hashi will go and get it in the corner. Gets turned around by Kovacs, who got the puck off the bigger man, and as a big hit comes in, a lovely hit from the Peen. Skittled Dylan Lawrence.
That was a lovely, lovely hit from Luigi Lepine there. Exactly what he did when he was on his previous time here with Nottingham.
Yeah, and it proves the point we were making earlier. He just steps up into the pocket there. He has nothing really on. He's got the far winger covering him. He can throw the body, and a fantastic finish. As Pellini in front of net might get a feed here. It's poked away, ends up in the netting, and we'll have a stoppage. Yeah, I like what Nottingham are doing again in this period, Stu.
Yeah, they're starting to control it well. Justin Hashi having some words with the Nottingham roster there. Not entirely sure what the start of that. Maybe it was started from the Lepine tip, but that was perfectly legal.
Yeah, perfectly legal, perfectly good, clean hit. You know, with emphasis on things like charging. And
if you wanted a description of what we were talking about for the Blaze before the game of physical but clean,
yeah,
that's it right there.
Yeah, well, he had enough time and space to just look at where can I put my hands in your chest. Great, I can. You've kind of got your head down, and you're going to get boomed, and he did. It was a great hit. And you know, if that was in the Nottingham Ice Arena, you know, you can think there's going to be 9,000 Panthers fans screaming and cheering on their feet for it. As that one ends up on the half wall, dumped in. Henderson gets pinched by Joyo, who ends up with the puck. Ben Lake has a bit of a hack at it. Billingsley did a really good job of just leaning on him. Crowder and Pellini go to the boards. Henderson keeps it going. Sent out in front by Pellini, but Ben Lake's there, the opposite number to grab it. And Paulie wants to skate out the zone, tries to chip it behind Olsen. Ben Lake there. Gets a shove from big Dylan Olsen. Joyo helped it on back in, but Nottingham grab it. They'll come away with it. Both teams looking like they want to change. Henderson will force one by throwing a muffin up into the netting. And yeah, both teams needing the change. Both teams looking tired, but that physical play from Nottingham. You know, we talked about Guy Lepine. The simple little things by Olsen there. The second man who went to that puck, Ben Lake, beat the man he was tying up to it. Turned around, gave him a couple of hacks, couple of shoves. Nice and legal, but nice and I'm here. You're not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, really, really nice style of play from the Panthers thus far.
Yeah, very, very nice indeed. They're going to be very tough to beat. They've got great net mining, a great unit in front of them. I don't see them conceding a whole fat lot of goals this campaign, although the Blaze might sneak one here as they've got a turnover on the forecheck, but a swing and a miss from Hansen as Nicky Forrick tried to send it diagonally out in front for him. He was covered a little bit, Hansen, and maybe he had that incoming poke check or body check on his mind as Blaze will get whistled for offside as that puck looked like it was right on the border of the blue line.
Certainly Hansen, they might have lost the sight of the stick, but he didn't get any contact from the poke check or anything because the stick just flew freely through the air there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe something took his eyes away from it. That does happen as well.
Yeah. Some scores around the league. Dundee have a 2-1 lead against Fife early on. Guildford have the lead against Sheffield by 1-0. Cardiff have a 1-0 lead against Milton Keynes, and Manchester are 1-0 behind against the Glasgow Clan, with Travis Earhart getting the goal for the Clan there.
I still find it weird hearing Glasgow instead of Braehead, but I've always been a little slow on the uptake, Stu, so face off in the neutral zone, won eventually by Coventry, although it looks like Herchebys caught one in the kisser. He goes and grabs the stick and will carry on as a whistle as that one ends up in the netting anyway. And he just checks the ivories, make sure they're all there.
Yeah.
as block 13 having a bit of back and forward with the Panthers coach, Rich Chernomaz, and I'm sure he will be very used to those lot very quickly.
Yeah, the getting themselves acquainted early doors, I think, is probably the polite way.
Yeah. It certainly seems like he's got a very good handle on how the media machine works, as the Blaze have come across the line with it. Shot wide by Luke Ferrara on a good look for them, as they caught Nottingham Panthers on a line as Hughes' pass is poked away. And Coventry might be able to come away with it again here. Pinballed around a little, although it's grabbed by Ferrara, again taken away. And Nottingham amassing their forces. Steve Lee dumps it in and he is offside. There'll be a whistle.
As uncomfortable as the Nottingham Panthers might look in their defensive zone, in the neutral zone and the offensive zone, they transition very well. It's very smooth moving that puck forward. As soon as they get into a bit of a flow going forward, the puck just enters the offensive zone very cleanly nearly every time.
Yeah, I mean, look, they made a few defensive zone turnovers, particularly when they're trying to break the puck out in close proximity to the Blaze forecheck. But this is for the Blazers, game one of the regular season. The Panthers have, 3 under their belt? Those are the things that kind of end up getting smoothed out. Those edges get smoothed away as the season progresses. The sooner you can do it, the better, but in the first 2-3 weeks, those tend to still be in your game, as Crowder will come across the line. Nice little chip ahead of Lake, and he tried to find Pauly. It was a nice idea, but the Panthers read it and covered it. And they will come away with possession. Oh, a loose puck on Lake. He ends up not being able to deal with the bubble. And Nottingham might be able to deal a blow here as shot comes in, blocked wide of Ekman. A big shove on Lewis comes in. That's from John Rio, as Ben Lake upends his man. Some oohs and ahs from both sets of fans here, as the referee's letting these two teams just go at it. And we've seen those called, Stu.
We've seen those called. There was certainly a bit of stick around the legs and inadvertent, but it did take the feet away there.
Yeah, as Trey Lewis tried to go reaching for that puck, and it was centred nicely by the winger. Nottingham still have it in the zone. Ristling, watched by Crowder. Got his feet in the feet of his assignment. There's a penalty on the play. That'll be against Coventry by the looks of things, as Lewis touches up, and it will be on Trey Lewis for a slash.
Yeah, Trey Lewis is getting caught there, reaching, as you mentioned, a little bit earlier on that shift there. Didn't quite have his feet moving, and that's the time when you start taking those hooks, those holds and those slashes.
Yeah.
And a penalty there on the Blaze.
Referees have given him one on the shift, right? So if Dean Smith's told him keep your stick off him, and then 5 seconds later he's got it back on the man, he's going to call the penalty. That's just how the hockey world works. Face-off will come to the left of Mika Wiekman. The Nottingham Panthers have their the first opportunity, of the night. So Blaze, we said, would need to be clean and fair, and if you can take a penalty a period, you're generally okay with that. They managed to not take one in the first, so one in the second seemed like almost an inevitability, as it's grabbed out the air easily by Wiekman, and we'll have a stoppage.
Yeah, Nottingham Panthers this season thus far, 6 power play goals from 24 attempts, giving them 25% on the power play, which is a pretty good conversion rate early season. Yeah. You want to get your special teams clicking from the outset, and that seems to what they've managed to get done so far.
Big hello to Aaron and Jimmy watching in Derby, enjoying the commentary, as is Goodsy. Appreciate you dropping us a quick note, dropping us a kind word, and hope you're enjoying the game as well. And those in Derby, my partner's going up to Derby tomorrow, so I'm sure you can show her some nice Derbyshire hospitality. As that one sent the length, the Blaze have 30 seconds gone in this kill. Every little helps, as the Panthers will want to flex their muscles as the aforementioned 25% power play gets their first look tonight. And the Blaze swing and just about hack it clear, although it didn't come off Hashy's stick cleanly, but it got out, and that's all that matters.
Certainly on the penalty kill, that's all you really want to do, is make sure the puck leaves your zone without finding its way onto an opposition stick.
Yep, Nottingham will send that cross swing. Lovely feed. Kovacs had all the time in the world and settled it along the half wall. Couldn't really dig it out. It looked like maybe struggled with it bobbling. Hashy watched the pinch of Olsen, so he backed into him, sent it to Venus. He got it away, and there's 40 seconds left of Panthers power play with the Blaze changing.
Lovely little flick by Venus into the corner there, lofted and took a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, very sensible play. It's the little things like that that go a long way to have players stand out and get time on the penalty kill. As once grabbed by Hurtubise on the loose puck, and now the Panthers will get some continuation in the zone. Pither sends one to the slot, redirected. Nice play, nice touch play. Good save by Wiekman, who was aware. And the Blaze will clear the zone. 10 seconds to go in the kill for them. And the Panthers have had a long goal look at this Blaze unit on the PK. With 3 seconds to go, or 4 seconds to go, excuse me, there is just an offside whistle.
Lovely reflex from Mika Wiekman down low. Pither managed to get a nice quick release on that short side, but Wiekman got the leg pad out nice and quick to close the door. Looked like that was destined for the bottom corner of the net.
Yeah, when you get those, big heavy redirections, the touch redirection like that you aim for when you send a pass or a slap pass down low, the closer you can get to the netminder, the better. But any time you can do it, the reflexes really do get tested from the guys between the pipes, as the Panthers have worked this puck out from behind the net to the point. Lepine slap shot, grabbed and held by Wiekman, as Justin Hashi has a little getting to know you session with Jacob Doty, former Brayhead clansman. See, I can still say it.
Yeah, he was a former Brayhead clansman.
Yes. It's like the Hashi was drafted by Phoenix, and then in his first year, in his entry-level deal, he was Arizona. Little things like that are fun. As that one ends up behind the goal, as Nottingham under some pressure. Bump comes in on Betteridge from Justin Hashi. Ainsworth got stood up by Lakovitz, but a bit of respect from both players there, as Lee will throw his hit. Crowder in with Lepine. Oh, nice play from him. Swung the lumber at the puck. Ainsworth couldn't get the round the back pass. It was elevated. He would keep his hands off Rob Lakovitz. Really nice respect from those two players on this shift so far. Check comes in. Farrar will backhand it clear. Grabbed by Hughes. And Nottingham will take an offensive zone draw here. As Rob Farmer marshalled away by Hashi, who just does a very calm job of giving Wiekman as much space as he can.
Yeah, quite a physical defenseman, Justin Hashi, and he's just trying to make sure that those players are turned away, and he's done that well all through the pre-season and the early games here at the Sky Dome, and now that's a very good sign that he continues to do it tonight.
Face-off will come to the right of Wiekman, won by Nottingham. They're along the boards. The Blaze will get the puck back, and eventually they were unable to clear the zone through their efforts, and Nottingham will get it back in their clutches. Pither on the half. Oh, he got shoved from behind by Clements, and Rob Farmer's going to come in here, and we're going to have a scrap as David Clements and Rob Farmer in a British fight. A couple of left attempts from Farmer, a gut shot while the linesmen are in there from Clements, and a short scrap. Not much connecting, and both men will go to the box for a fighting major. But the Panthers, I expect, will come away with the power play after Clements hit his man from behind.
Yeah, we've seen other examples earlier in the season where they called the instigator. I think the one I remember was in Sheffield, where David Phillips took a big hit, and then it was one of the Panthers players who came in afterwards and got the 2+10 for the instigator, even though there was the penalty on the play. I'm not sure we'll see that in this case. So, I don't think that's the right call. Just to add, I think all you should do there is 5 each for fighting, and then
I agree.
The penalty on Clements.
I totally agree. If you're the player there, if you're Farmer, you think, well, the hit from behind is instigation enough, right? Because it's a dangerous play. It's going to be penalised.
You want to go in there?
Yeah. The referees, of course, are going to say, well, look, yes, we're the ones that have to officiate this game. We're the ones that have to referee it. You don't have to drop the gloves and fight, because that also is an illegal action.
Yeah.
So you should just stop and let us do that. But you're never going to get a harmonious balance between the referees and the players on the opinions on that one. But we have the penalties being dished out. Rob Farmer will just get 5 for fighting. We'll run through the Blaze penalties in just a second, but Nottingham will find themselves back on a man advantage. Just 5 on 4.
David Clements, sponsored by Salomon.
Face-off will eventually be to the left of Mika Wiekman. It was 2 minutes for cross-checking and the 5 for the fight. Face-off won by Nottingham. Pither will drift himself down to the half wall as Nottingham set up a zone-splitting pass. Back to Hurtubise via the wall, and Brynnesven will manage to sneak it out the zone round Luke Pither. I assume can only imagine it bobbled over his stick somewhat. Kevin Morris will let Sean Pawley take his place in this PK unit. Dumped in. Brynnesven gets his stick on it, and if the Blaze can come away with the puck here, they can't, as Pawley didn't have enough fleet of foot to get at it. They could have rushed an odd man one as Pither touches up. Blaze are screaming for too many. Looked a little touch and go there. Panthers will continue as Guptill with no momentum. You know, he's got no movement, no options there. He forced into giving that one up. The Blazer dump it in. You know, if in doubt, when you've got no one moving their feet in front of you, sometimes it's better to do the big old U-turn as the sat-nav recalculates, as Garnett, under a little bit of pressure, eventually got it round for Pellini. And Nottingham can start out here. 50 seconds, remaining of this power play, but there's going to be a whistle, and I believe that's icing.
Yeah. Long one all the way back.
Yeah, the Panthers won't really be happy with, you know, the minute and 15 of this power play. It really hasn't done anything.
Yeah,
it's been stifled on the breakout. It's not got any zone time.
Like I say as well, lots of a lack of momentum coming through the neutral zone, which really hurt the setting up of that power play shift there. Really didn't manage to generate too much at all.
Yeah, look, it's okay to lose, you know, 5 seconds that it takes to go back behind your net, have everyone swing low and back out, than, you know, keep banging your head against the brick wall and expecting a different result. And with no momentum, that is a very good metaphor for the brick wall. Brick walls don't move, they don't go anywhere, unless, you know, they're in some kind of earthquake or whatever. I don't know. Face up to the right of Garnett. Slap shot right off the draw from Ben Lake, short-handed. He got it wide of the net. There's the Nottingham Panthers again. Not a lot of momentum getting into the zone, and Coventry going to come away with it here. Ainsworth, he'll bide his time. Sends it in behind the goal line. Lake in there, the referee will get out of the way. It's quickly retrieved by Nottingham. 25 seconds left of power play. On the left-hand side they come. Joyo watching his man. Pellini is there. They face the right way. And now they can get a little bit of twilight on this 5-on-4. Bump comes in on Kovacs. Noble showing him the door. And Nottingham from the point. Biggs moves it across. Billingsley hits one hard, gloved. And the Blaze had 1 second left on the clock. The door opened. Forbes was about to step out, who sat the extra 2-minute minor on Clements, but he will have to wait until the puck has been dropped, I think.
The power play clock has gone down to 0 on our scoreboard, and the original penalty was timed at 32:35, which is 2 minutes before the clock. What time on the clock that's showing in the Skydome? So a little bit strange, but nonetheless they're keeping him in there for a moment or two longer.
Who's got the best timepiece? That's the question.
Well,
face-off will come to the right of Mika Wiekman. The slender figure of Tom Perring is explaining to the Blaze bench there's 1 second, and Alex Forbes is going to spring out of the box like a greyhound and get straight into the action as the Nottingham Panthers took a short side shot on Wiekman, and they try and get it out of the zone. They do, with Forbes helping it on its way. Brynnesven tried to throw a check on Betteridge. Nottingham shoot short side again around the glass. Steve Lee mops it up. Falls quite fortuitously for the Panthers. Lakovitz has a chance, and right in the logo on Mika Wiekman's chest. And well, Lakovitz really should have done better with this. He had a golden look here.
Yeah, we see how this play develops. And as the puck comes round, finds its way across the ice. Just a fortunate deflection, and then nice square across to Lakovitch. And then as we can move across, Mika Wiekman challenging the net, the shooter well, comes across, nice lateral movement, comes to the edge of his crease as well, and doesn't give Robert Lakovitch much room to shoot the puck.
Yeah, tries not to give him any daylight. Nice shape as he's moving across. Nottingham have to go back into the neutral zone with this one. And there will be a whistle for a high stick. As I've just had a reminder here on my phone, still a little bit late, but there is in fact a hockey game at the Sky Dome Arena at Croft Road between the Kensington Casino Coventry Blaze and the Nottingham Panthers, and a link how I can get tickets.
Oh, fantastic.
It's 6:30. Face-off was at 5:15, a little bit late, but hey-ho. It's the little things that make you smile sometimes. There's a little bit of pond hockey going on with the puck bandying around in the feet. Ends up board side. Crowder in there. Brinisven gets upended. And Justin Hashi has got his body between the Panthers and the puck, and he sends it across for Lake. Lake ends up taking a tumble, wrestling. Gets the puck, dumps it around the back. And Nottingham will come away with it with 4 and a bit of change left in this period. Another upended player. This time it is Alex Guptill of the Panthers, and the Blaze did have their stick on the puck, but they've only just been able to soldier it out the zone, and it was scrappy. Guptill along the boards. Joyo pinched across. So check comes in on Hashi. Blaze have possession. They bring it into the zone. Crowder tried to backhand that one off, and good awareness from Sean Pawley to get that straight off the stick of John Rayo. As Ross Venus will dump it in fresh off the ice. Nottingham will grab it again as it's become very, very scrappy, Stu, in the last few minutes.
A very messy exchange of play there between the two sides. Puck bobbling around, no one really being able to get the stick on it.
Well, no, puck bobbles there right to the stick of Dylan Olsen, and he will send one in the general vicinity of Mika Viekman. Trey Lewis will chop it out. You know, when the hockey is this scrappy, both teams don't want to be caught. They don't mind it, but they don't want to be caught out by a wicked bounce off the boards or off a stick or off a knee. And you know, the Panthers were almost the benefactors of that when that puck came to Lakovitz on the right wing side.
The way the two teams are playing though so far, I think it's going to be something like that is going to split the difference between these two at the moment. They're kind of tentative, both teams, but also at the same time, you know, they are trying to generate those chances. I think it's going to be maybe a forced error perhaps, but something along those lines that causes the next goal.
Yeah, in all honesty, I think you're right with your analysis on it. It's going to be a forced error, but I think it's going to be a forced error to an indiscretion, a penalty, leading to a PP as Kellen Ainsworth will come across the blue line here. Spins, Polini keeps him wide, manages to find himself some space though. Hashi sends one through traffic, blocked. Lovely work from Henderson there to take away that shooting lane. Venus, he tried to feather it along to Ainsworth, and well, that's just indicative of what we've seen from the last 5 or so minutes of this hockey game.
Yeah, just a little bit of mental lapse there as the player moves over the blue line just before receiving the puck, and they just need to slow down, try and calm their nerves, perhaps, calm their enthusiasm, and try and make sure that they're able to get the puck first before moving across the line.
Yeah, I thought more of the pass being pretty much fluffed by Venus on the backhand, but look, when the game's scrappy, when it's bobbling around everywhere, that happens.
Even if the pass is fluffed, that means you've got more time to think about receiving it.
I suppose, but also the space you've got to skate into disappears as well, as Brinisven will dump it in. Stevie Lee has done a really good job of just marshalling players in his area out of it tonight. Stepped up, got back into position quickly as the Blaze get the puck in the corner. Morris. Oh, he got upended from behind. Play will continue, no penalty. Blaze still have it. Morris grabs it again, turns, shoots down low into the side of the net. Hansen's trying to fight for it down there with Lepine. Morris ends up with it. Gets checked hard. Hansen spins away to the point. Joyo through traffic in front. Oh, it never got through to the netminder, and Morris had a hack at it, but he hacked it wide. Brinisven shoots on the one-timer. Sat right up in the air. Brinisven again, it was slowly trickling towards him. He had to get rid of it, and there's a whistle. And the face-off will be in the Blaze defensive end. A little bit physical, a little bit scrappy.
Yeah, a little bit of a bump from the hand there as it comes out. Brinisven just taps it across there. We can't quite see there whether Kevin Morris is in fact onside or offside.
Face up to Mika Viekman's left into the last 2 minutes of a thus far scoreless period, although that might have put the curse on it, Stu, as the Panthers with this offensive zone draw won't mind that too much. Every little helps. Even the curse of the commentator, which if you're not superstitious, you think's bunkum. I can say bunkum.
Oh, you can say bunkum.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
I think it is, but it happens a lot sometimes.
Yeah, I hear. You know, while you listen to the radio edits of some, particularly pop songs, are becoming a little bit more risque. You can get away with more words than you can that aren't bleeped out than when I was a kid, anyway. As Ben Lake gets a handle on that, Puck did a good job of planting his feet. He wasn't moved off it. Garnett will flick it into the corner. Wrestling there, but the Blaze have wrestled it away from him. Nottingham get it straight back. They can come along the line 3 abreast. Dumped in by Kovacs. Check comes in on a nice physical play on Herchebis, as kept in by Billingsley. Off the stick of Ben Lake. Spins. Gets along the wall. Retains possession. Oh, lovely stickler from Kovacs. Billingsley will look at shooting one here. Sends it across. Dylan Olsen will hammer one. Big hard shot from him. I think he came off Guptill in front. Blaze can't clear the zone. Play will continue in the last minute. Blaze don't clear again. Billingsley, Nottingham really will want to put a dagger in here as Mika Vikman sliding across his crease. Olsen with a hard one-timer. Blaze need a stoppage. They get one. And Trey Lewis has thrown a little pillow at a Panther. Yes, I wasn't a big fan of the Blaze not being able to clear the zone there, Stu.
Yeah, they weren't doing very well in getting the puck out of the zone, trying to struggle now. There's some tired legs here in this end of this second period, kind of showing that they weren't really moving at all towards the end of that shift, and they really just needed some opportunity to get the puck out. Panthers did very well. There's a bit of a shout for the puck across the blue line. It didn't. It was well kept in by Billingsley on the blue line.
Face off to Mika Vikman's right. A period that hasn't been one for the purists, that's for sure, as Steve Lee will dump it in as Henderson keeps it moving. Here's Biggs. This is back to the net. We'll dump it round as Perlini and Nikiforuk will chase each other for it. Hansen gets a little piece of it on the clearance attempt, and Nottingham still have it. Puck in the feet of the defenseman. Again, it's just about squeaked away by Nikiforuk, and Hansen's going to show some speed. Hansen, poor angle chance, but he will force a stoppage as Garnett covered up with 6 seconds to go in the period.
Jake Hansen showing his speed down the right wing there on that mini chance as he comes around. You see there, he's probably a good 3 or 4 foot behind the defenseman, but at the point where he takes a shot, they're kind of level pegging, really got a good turn of foot there.
It's a simple, sensible play. The Blazers have kind of been on the receiving end of the Panthers' pressure, creeping closer and closer to Mika Vikman, so he just puts the pedal down, gets into the zone, takes a bad angle, it doesn't matter, it forces a stoppage. That was what he intended, and the Blaze can go into the emissions. Still one apiece with Nottingham as time will expire. And we've seen 2 completely different periods of hockey. Yes, that's an obvious thing to say. But I mean in terms of what we've seen, Stu.
Yeah, this period turned into something very scrappy. As you said, not one for the purists.
The players will be back after this short message from the Nottingham Building Society, headline sponsor of the Nottingham Panthers. Are you saving for your first home and thinking about getting on the property ladder? Are you aged 18 to 39? Would you like to see how you could get up to £1,000 free per tax year for your first home? Let us tell you about the Lifetime ISA. The Lifetime ISA is a savings account for 18 to 39-year-olds who want a little extra help with their future savings goals. You can use it for your first home, or wait until you're 60 and use your savings for retirement. The government will give you a 25% bonus on your savings. So you save £100, you get £25. You save £4,000, which is the maximum per tax year, you get £1,000 free, paid straight into the account, plus interest. You can open an account with just £10 online at thenottingham.com. Ineligible withdrawals are subject to a government charge of up to 25%. Check the terms and conditions for more information. Now back to the Nottingham Panthers.
A second period that was scrappy. It wasn't one for the purists, and I think both teams wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more offensive output in this frame. One of the teams who's going to win it has to have some offensive output.
Somehow, someone's going to get a goal in the next 20 plus minutes. So let's just hope that we are able to see more. And lots of action in and around the net. Both teams, like you say, will want more offensive output, but likewise, both teams will be quite happy to have escaped out of that period without having conceded a goal.
No, absolutely. I mean, nowadays in the Elite League, you kind of have to build your teams out from the back. Job done so far for both units, and in that case, 1 goal apiece after 40 minutes, you're all right with that. Absolutely, if you only conceded 1 in that time. But yeah, offense is going to be key. Who's going to blink first, really, I think is going to be key in this period. The referees have been letting it go, Stu. Not a lot of indiscretion that's needed to be addressed.
No, there's been sort of like effectively 3 incidents. We've had two minors in isolation, and then there was the Dave Clements cross-checking penalty, which drew the fighting penalties as well from Robert Farmer and Clements himself. But other than that, like I say, the referees have been letting it go. There's a couple that we sort of think were on the borderline, but generally it's been played as we hoped, physically but clean.
Although it must be said that this game playing right into the hands of the league leader in terms of save percentage, but Mike Garnett, he really has been superb. So face off to restart this game is won by Nottingham, and they will look to dump it in. Nikolai Brunnesven whips it round the boards. Ben Lake stops, gets checked, and Nottingham can delay the Blaze coming out of the zone. Loose puck bounced right out into the slot, dealt with by Crowder. Not a bad way to open his Coventry Blaze account. 2 assists last night and a goal this evening. Had a lot of experience in the French leagues, too, which, as we've seen over the last couple of years with teams from France coming over to play Elite League teams, matches fairly well.
Yeah, matches fairly well indeed. Milton Keynes last year built a lot of their roster back off the side of Gap, who were the French champions 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Guys like Kevin King, for example, have come in. So there's a lot of players who've got some experience in France who translate well here.
Totally playing devil's advocate. They did miss the playoffs, though. The Milton Keynes Lightning, as the Blaze will pick this puck up on the forecheck after another loose pass, as Morris will shoot one short side. Rebound popped out straight to the Panthers, who are right in front of Garnett as a loose one came into the bench. Kellen Ainsworth punched it away from anybody who didn't have padding and helmets and all other kinds of things to defend themselves with.
Going back on, I think Milton Keynes were kind of unlucky last season. They had a great sort of first half, first 2/3, and then injury trouble, disruptions off ice with suspensions and coaches leaving. It just completely train wrecked the rest of their season, and they tumbled from a playoff spot to being 11th in the table.
True. That one gets dumped in. Little bump comes in from Farmer on Hansen. Joyo gets checked too as Morris tries to chop this one clear. Got caught up, but Trey Lewis will soldier it away. A nice pass to Hansen. Tries to make some space for himself. Drops it off Joyo into the glove of Garnett, and it looked like it came off the cheetah right into the padding. Nice stop from him. Nice chance from the Blaze.
Nice work there from Hansen. Great bit of stick handling there as he's able to keep the puck close to him. Moves across, kind of comes back on himself, and then nice little backhand pass that finds Chris Joyo. First time shot, but Garnett able to the task.
Yeah, one of the good things about that, he kept the puck flat. The other good thing about it, he put it right into the right shot of Joyo's wheelhouses. He didn't have to adjust none. Blaze getting in the corner. Ferrara under some pressure as he was the intended recipient of that pass at the top of the circle. Billingsley shoots one off the pads of Mika Wiekman. And the Panthers will take over. Big hit from Lewis on Kovacs. Good check from former Halifax Moosehead captain. Won the Memorial Cup there as Guptill tried the shot. Only came off a Blaze body in front, and now Ferrara leads the way, gets it across. Ainsworth, wrist shot up high, and it's grabbed by Garnett. He had to do really well to get himself up as he dropped low. He hung on, and how he did that, how he made that save, just oozes class and experience, dude.
Indeed it does. We see how the play develops. Ferrara coming in, and you see how Ainsworth just peels off right at the last second as they come across the blue line to give himself space to make that shot. Goes up high, but Garnett there, just like I say, just calmly almost raises that shoulder, brings the body up, and takes the puck up high, pausing the face-off.
Former Blaze, and I believe he's guested a few times for Nottingham. Connor Amby, watching at home, we know would probably have given a subtle nod to that one. Puck at the half-wall. Paulies try to dig it out. It ends up with Lepine in the corner, and away come Nottingham slowly but surely. Nice feed up the middle on the stick of Betteridge. Lakovitz heads to the net. It's tipped up into the rafters, and we'll have another stoppage. And again, we're starting to see a little bit more offensive eking through the tangles of scrap that is this game. But again, another example of this one being stop-start.
Yeah, I mean, how many stoppages have we had in the first 2 minutes already? It's been a little bit backwards and forwards between the two teams, as if they're just trying to inch the puck from face-off dot to face-off dot, forward and backwards through the ice.
Face-off to Nicky Vickman's left. 2 minutes having gone in the third. Taking our time on this face-off as Sean Pawley and Rob Lakovitz stare at the right hand of the linesman. He drops the puck and the Panthers win the draw. Lepine tries to make himself some space. Nice pass behind the net. Good chance here for Nottingham. It comes to the top. Bettridge shoots off the blocker of Vickman. He didn't move. Lepine across the blue line. Bettridge again through traffic. Ends up in the corner. Oh, Mickey Vickman, he didn't move. It just came off the blocker. Very fortunate. Crowder got a piece of a body. He throws one off the pad of Garnett. A little bit old school as he slides across and kicks that one out. Jacob Doty gets checked. Puck still in Blaze's hands, although Lakovitz is easily going to get that one at least as far as the neutral zone. Crowder's offside. And he gives a little waft of the hand to say, ah, shucks.
Yeah, a little bit of a wry smile as he skates off as well there, knowing exactly how offside he was.
Yep, face-off will, as a result of that, though, be in the Blaze defensive end. Nicky Vickman to the left of your screen, deep in thought.
Certainly on that those last couple of opportunities. That first one off the blocker, Mickey Vickman would not know where that one was at all.
No. Face-off won by Coventry. They will look to go to work here as they can clear the zone, but Nottingham have clogged up that left wing for them. Ends up in the corner. Biggs will try and bring it out. Under some pressure, finds Ristling at the point through traffic. Block it into the netting. And again, a defensive zone draw for Coventry as the Panthers are starting to get their tent pegs hammered into the ice in the Blaze end. They're trying to set up camp.
Managing to get some good pressure here over the past minute or so. Moving the puck around well in the offensive zone. I think a good opportunity there, although Mickey Vickman got a good sighting of that one.
Yeah, we'll have a do-over on that draw as the Nottingham man went in a little early, Pellini. As he's looking to, we talked about the Panthers looking to pick up where they left off at the beginning of the second. He's looking to pick up where he left off at the beginning of last season. He was superb all campaign for Nottingham. This is an awkward-looking collision in the boards that has seen Kevin Henderson reeling a little discomfort. Coventry come away with the puck and play will continue. Brynnesven, puck got away from him. Backhands it in the feet of the defenseman. Brynnesven still just about soldiering on, and the Blaze have it. It's scrappy, but they've somehow got into the zone and might have a look here. Nikiforuk dumps it in. Hansen. Morris camped in front. Hansen across for Hashi. Not in his wheelhouse. Moves it along the line. Hashi has space here. He shoots upstairs. Rebound. Oh, it fell right in front of Jake Hansen, who didn't see it. He had a net gaping if he could have got his lumber on it. Pass comes across. Now here's a huge chance for Nottingham. Blocker save. Vickman. It's sat under Nikiforuk. He plays a possum. And there'll be a stoppage. End-to-end stuff here. Now this is what the fans will want to see, Stu.
Yeah, lots more offense here. Jake Hansen couldn't quite get his stick on it there. Lots of space there for Guy Lepine down on that right wing. And then just a scramble of bodies and sticks trying to get it. Dean Smith loses sight of it. It's underneath something somewhere. So he calls for the play to come to a halt. And they'll take a face-off just to the left of Mika Vickman.
Yeah, John Ray all in there again. He's been popping up with chances here, the experienced forward, 32 years of age, from Arlington, Texas. That one ends up at the blue line. Big slap shot. Easily padded away by Mickey Vickman. Excuse me. A little touch of the lurgy up in the commentary box. I apologise to all my colleagues who are wearing headphones and can hear me if you get the sniffles tomorrow. Ferrara can't clear the zone. Mickey Vickman just kind of getting himself back into a mental state and had to react as Olsen had to dig that one out of his feet. Ainsworth will try and scoop it around the boards. He hasn't, and there's a chance here. Big look, Billingsley, he scores! Far wing. The defenseman came across. He had space, he had time. And Tim Billingsley gets the Panthers lead back. And that is a big goal.
There's a big goal, and I have to say it's been coming at the start of this third period. Again, Nottingham moved the puck around well. Everyone drawn over to the left-hand side of the zone as we're looking at it here. And then a great play across, finding Billingsley. Luke Pither there with a pass. Really great work, but it's a fantastic shot from Billingsley that finds the back of the net, and it sees Nottingham Panthers 2, Coventry Blaze 1.
Yeah, very nice shot from him. You see Vickman's come out quite aggressively to try and cut that angle out, but look, that's a defenseman who knows where the back of the net is. He had 10 goals for the Panthers last season, and he adds 1 to his growing stats here as the Blaze just about coming onside. Ben Lake shoots wide of the net. Garnett wafted the blocker towards it. Couldn't get anything on it though. Coventry keep it going. Behind the net, Crowder. He ends up blowing an edge out, and now here come the Panthers as that's thrown a little bit of life into this building as it comes across again. Big chance for the Panthers. It was in Herchebeest's feet. He was spinning around. Guptill holds on, uses that frame and that reach to keep it away from Noble. He shoots outside. It came off the netminder. Sent back into the crease by Rissling, and Mika Vickman dived to poke it out of the paint. Lake will chop it out the zone, and well, it's advantage Panthers here, Stu.
Advantage Panthers here as well, and the Blazer manager went for the icing change, but I think they thought it was going to end up in the crease of Garnett and they would have to play it, but that wasn't the case. So the Blazer have to get a bit of a change going back on there.
Yeah, that goal really has put the cat amongst the pigeons. Coventry don't want to have their league home opener with a defeat. They won their cup home opener and have since lost their next game in the cup. And Danny Stewart was telling us that when he was recruiting guys this summer, he was telling them about the Challenge Cup and how he needed to make that a priority, as the Panthers sent one into the net for an area. It's under Mika Vickman, who was moving those dancing feet, or moving those dancing knees I should say, as he was down in the butterfly.
Second goal for the Nottingham Panthers, scored at 44-29 by number 54 Tim Billingsley, assisted by 81 Luke Pither and 26 John Rio. It's Tim Billingsley's first point and goal of this season.
Yeah, thank you, Stu, and he won't mind that that's on the road here at the Skydome Arena. It looks like it's John Rayol's first point as well, with the assist, although he's been very active tonight, popping up in good places and eventually gets rewarded as Brynisvan found that puck in his feet. He was spinning around. Lakovic gave him a check as a shovel coming from Jacob Doty, and the Blaze can come away with it. Hansen across to Nikiforuk. Pass was right in his toes, but he did well to deal with it, but he gets muscled into the backboards and away come Nottingham. Here's Lakovic, sources it in, and the boys in white and gold will change as the boys in blue have 14 minutes to try and find themselves a way back into this one. Morris squeezed into the boards by Stevie Lee. His physicality tonight has been noticed, and he's done well. Nikiforuk stripped the puck away though, and his pass found nobody, unfortunately for him. Brynisvan under pressure from Biggs, sent in. There was a faint touch from Hansen, although his body language suggested otherwise, as it comes across as a check comes in. Nottingham are offside. Henderson has to pull up, sends it in on the glove. Offside will go anyway, and there'll be another whistle. And you know what, after the Panthers have scored that goal, you know what they'll want to do, Stu? They'll want to make this game scrappy again.
Yeah, they'll be happy now to have those lanes in the neutral zone clogged up. Be quite happy to have 3-4 abreast on the blue line, almost like a trap hockey. So, be happy to now kind of almost sit back, a little more of a traditional road game, perhaps. Or will they look to kind of turn the screw a little bit more, build on the pressure and the momentum that they've generated to try and put this game out of reach?
Yep, absolutely. As the face-off is a little bit awkward looking, it ends up in the corner. Blaze have a handle on it. Ainsworth behind the goal line, pulls up. Oh, he ends up being upended. The referee was turning there, Tom Perring, so he wouldn't have seen that what could have been a tripping. The defenseman's stick was in the skates of Ainsworth, and Joyo behind the net's battling to try and get away from John Rio. And he's managed to get it into the offensive zone. Chris Joyo, the Blaze are changing as Noble comes in, as the Panthers will dump it in. Coventry will look to come away with it. Ferrara gets around his man. Nice play from Luke Ferrara. Started dumping in, but came back to him as he shoots. Noble stops it from leaving the zone. Sends it down as the Blaze are forced to the top. Oh, a nice play for Clements. Nice pass. Blaze have the empty net and they score. It's Ferrara. What a pretty passing play to lead to Luke Ferrara. Taking away that Panthers lead. It's 2 apiece. It's Luke Ferrara. And that is a pretty goal.
Great work from the Blaze as they move the puck around the Panther zone. Lovely cross-ice pass from Clements to Ferrara, who finds the back of the net. Garnett has no chance of making across there on the lateral movement.
Yeah, we're watching that again, and that's a superb finish as well. Right upstairs, Garnett stacked the pads. He has no hope in anything. In Coventry, in Nottingham, at the Joe Lewis Arena, it matters not. I was just about to give some scores from around the league. It'll now read the Coventry Blaze versus the Nottingham Panthers 2 apiece. Manchester Glasgow is 2 apiece. Guildford are leading the Sheffield Steelers 3-0. Dundee are leading Fife 2-1, and the Cardiff Devils, hold on to your hats, winning 7-1 against the Milton Keynes Lightning, who beat the Blaze last night. They look like they're rocketing away. Defending back-to-back league champs are in their stride early, so it seems, as Coventry have got that one out the zone. Stu, if you can give us the assist shortly, or the crowd is going to enter the zone. He is, however, offside.
Second goal for the Coventry Blaze at 47-27, scored by number 19 Luke Ferrara, assisted by 58 David Clements and 91 Kellen Ainsworth. This is Luke Ferrara's first goal of the season.
Thank you, Stu. And Kellen Ainsworth, who drew a blank in pre-season, has scored a goal in the Cup, has scored a goal in the league, and now has a couple of assists as well to his name. He's really rocking and rolling now that the games matter. And there's silverware to be won. Tommy Hughes gets checked into the backboard. Lovely hit. Crowder was coming out from behind the net, but that's where Paulie sent the puck. Sent long by the Panthers. Wristling. It came off a stick. 8 minutes 20 having gone in the third period. Blaze have tied it. A loose puck for the Panthers to jump on, and that was nearly very, very dangerous for the home team, who, you know, when you manage to get a lead away from your visitors, you don't want to concede a goal like that on a mistake in the breakout, as Ben Lake along the boards gets squeezed into the ad board down there. Comes off a leg pad. Mika Wiekman will stick it behind. Hashi under pressures. Rolled off his man. That's really good work from Hashi. Simple but effective. And the Blaze will clear their zone with Hansen on Olsen. Ben Lake lined up the hit on Billingsley, but had to back out. It would have been late. No icing called. Big appeal. Here's Farmer. Blaze are changing, and he will use the open ice to rush the puck into the offensive zone. Sets a pass down to Pither. Pither turns, fires one into the feet. It looked like that came off the iron, Stu.
Yeah, pinged off the right post there.
Another shot comes in, sticked away by Mika Wiekman as that tip came in from John Rio. Nottingham looking dangerous here, looking sharp, although that no-look pass came off Morris. And he will charge the length. Kevin Morris saw a pass. Joy O was arriving. He gets checked. And Trey Lewis in the neutral zone sends that off Guy Lepine. Nottingham are changing. Coventry will follow suit, and Trey Lewis will try and stop this one transitioning into his defensive zone. Almost halfway through the frame. Nottingham have got below the defensive line here. Shot comes in, stopped by Wiekman. Nice save. Awkward for him to deal with as he was moving. Biggs shot low. Mika Wiekman uses the blocker this time up high. Biggs gets checked by Ferrara, who has the game tying goal. Noble out of his feet gets it off the glass, and the Blaze want to change again here as Nottingham try and get back into the action zone. Sent across, Clements off the stick of Ferrara, dumps it in. Guy Lepine watched him. Oh, an awkward bounce off the corner. Ross Venus will marshal his man into the board. Slap shot from Clements, dealt with as I think Ainsworth got a chunk of it on the tip. And Nottingham down that far side. There's a slash, and the Blaze are going to go short-handed here, and it was a big hack, which will lead Ross Venus, I believe, to the boxes.
Yeah, it was a big hack, and it was far too high. Played right across the hands of the Panthers forward. We'll see it again here as he comes across. He's literally almost chopping the fingernails off there.
Yeah, you know, anytime you dislodge the stick out the hands of your opponent, you're in trouble of being called, and that's not what the Blaze needed here. You know, special teams this late in the game with it tied are a huge factor. Nottingham sharpening the daggers again as they have a 25% power play, and they get to go on their third look, Stu, I believe.
Yeah, third power play of the evening for the Panthers.
Herchebis gets that draw. Oh, it doesn't take him any time at all. 3 seconds on the man advantage, an unsighted Wiekman, and the lead straight back to the Panthers. What are we saying, Stu?
Yeah, very accurate power play here. Good face-off win from Pither. Herchebis moves across, gets a great lane to shoot at, and fires low past Mika Wiekman to take the lead back for the Panthers to make it 3-2.
Well, for all you commuters out there, that slot looked like the M6 at 8:30 in the morning on a Monday. A lot of traffic. Wiekman had no chance of spotting it. Herchebis spotted his shot in the bottom corner, and Nottingham get that lead straight back, and this is well, advantage Panthers again.
50 minutes, 39 seconds.
And if I'm right, Stu, will read very similar to their first goal tonight.
Yeah, first goal from was Herchebis, and as was the third goal scored at 50-39, assisted by 81 Luke Pither.
Puck dumped in by Ben Lake as he got checked by Herchebis, who's had a great night back at the Dome. Puck comes to Brynner Sven through traffic, and Garnett got a piece of it. Got it into the corner. The Panthers sent 2 men high. It was Guptill and Kovacs, as they know that the Blaze are going to be offensively minded here, and they can sneak one in that might kill this game. Pauly got marshalled away from danger, and yeah, Garnett will smother it fairly comfortably there, Stu.
They're optimistic from Sean Pauly there to try the direct route. The Nottingham Panthers man was quite comfortable in the fact that he could just skate backwards. He didn't have to move out of his line, and the longer way around either way wouldn't result in getting Sean Pauly getting the puck. Just so stand your ground and let Garnett deal with the rest.
Yeah, no, I think it was Jane and Risling. Big player. Nikiforuk standing over this one for the Blaze, unable to win it. Morris loses his stick as he was trying the poke check, which generally comes in handy when you're trying that little manoeuvre. Joyo sends it along the line. Morris off the boards. Nikiforuk onside, but the puck didn't travel with him. Coventry looking a little frustrated. Well, look, they equalised twice in this game pretty soon after Nottingham scored, so well, they have been doing it. They have been bouncing back. Puck in the wall with Pither to the point. Wrist shot up high. Big redirection from Farmer in front, but he tipped it wide. But he got that nice high-low tip, which is what you're after. Just couldn't keep it on target, and both teams will change as Coventry will have a defensive zone draw to deal with. It's one of the things that the Panthers have looked really strong on tonight. They've been, I don't have the numbers here on their face-off percentage, but it's been good.
They haven't been good on the face-off so far in the League and Cup, but they've been good tonight. Really, only Luke Pither is the man over 50% coming into this game tonight. But they've been strong this evening, and they've won the majority of the face-offs tonight.
Yeah, as the stick comes out of the hands of Henderson, and he wants a penalty on that play. Nothing will be called. Ferrara enters the zone wide, shoots low. Garnett. Really nice, tight, compact butterfly. Stifled any chance of a sneaky one as Perlini down to Henderson. Henderson in the stick of Clements as Venus arrives. Noble gets it out. Oh, nice touch play. Ainsworth with a little bit of space on his backhand. Oh, Venus wasn't. He shot, block it away. And there's a collision between some players as Perlini may have caused some contact with Ross Venus, and I don't think anything will be called here, but
no, there's a bump on each side after the whistle. The referees are gonna let that one go. So Venus takes a bit of a pop there as the play comes to an end, and then there's a tiny bit of contact there that makes Venus go down. The referees are just gonna tell the guys to calm down and carry on with play.
And you know what, the Blazers want to and need to stay out the box here. The Panthers have got that power play goal. They're at 33% tonight. And well, it only took them 3 seconds last time.
Yeah, if they can agitate the Panthers into taking a penalty, that would be quite good. But it's a fine line between agitating to try and get the Panthers to take a penalty, and then taking one and being too physical yourselves.
Yeah, and you feel like the Blaze kind of have to, right? I mean, they've only had a couple of only one look on the man advantage.
They've only had that one look that was early in the first period. So.
Yeah, and when you're at 21%, you want to have a good couple of looks to statistically have a chance. So if Nottingham have kept it at 1, well, Rick Chernamaz tomorrow is going to have that on his SWOT analysis. Strength, we stayed out the box. Threat, not their power play. And as the kids would say, lol. Backhanded in, Mika Vikman will just shovel it away, and just Nahashi will get that off the boards. Lake puts it between his feet. Coventry 2-on-2. Crowder, Brinnisfen right up the guts. Crowder couldn't find him. Send it back to Lake, and Nottingham can get a 2-on-1 here. Lake's trying to keep his stick off Guptill. Guptill gets it back, and a reaching Tim Crowder stops the scoring chance. One might be happening here anyway. Look at the blue line, tipped by Crowder. Comes out, shot into the pads of the netminder, and he hangs on. I don't think he saw that till late either, Stu, as there's lots of traffic in front. Let's see if we can see if Mika Vikman could see this.
Just a little bit of movement there. Almost comes out of the zone there, but there's a lot of bodies in the net there. The Lake's tied up there as well, plus the movement of wrestling over the court, over the side.
Yeah, Hashi was, I think, following Pither there. Little things like that can easily lead to an innocuous-looking goal, as Henderson looks like he's taking some contact on that face-off again. Puck's gone the length. Trey Lewis racing to keep it in, has done so. Morris behind the net. Hansen popping out. Puck comes to him, but on its end. He's under pressure too, Jake Hansen. He gets checked. Nikiforuk. Bumped 2. And that one will come into the hands of the Panthers. Farmer. 3-on-2, they come away with it. Pither. Jacob Doty pulls up. Sends it looking for the backdoor play. Nobody there as the Blaze tied up their men's sticks. Oh, it's a huge, ugly looking hit comes in from Morris, and there'll be a fight. Doty and Morris. Doty with some big right hands. Pulls off the helmet of the captain, lands a bomb of his own. And he's really hammering into Morris here. He tries to throw one of his own, and that fight was all Jacob Doty. Morris answered the bell. I think he'll wish he hadn't. That was a beating from Doty. Good fight, good win for him.
Doty in there straight away on Morris, and really just demonstrated why he's known as one of the toughest guys in the Elite League right there. That was one-sided.
Yeah, I caught the tail end of it. I've got to say, Morris showing he has a bit of an ironclad chin there, as he had to eat a couple of those. Yeah. Maybe they were watching Canelo Triple G last night.
It's an awkward hit from Morris on the boards. It was rightfully getting called again as a penalty, but once again you see Nottingham Panthers very quick to step up for their teammates there, showing a little bit of camaraderie early on.
Yeah, the Panthers, it's a predatorial cat. They lick their lips, and they will be right now. They have a goal lead. They scored with 3 seconds only having expired on their last power play. They have another one here, we assume. And well, they can, if it carries on the way they go and kill off this game.
I don't see how they can call it anything other than a Panthers power play, because they didn't call the instigation on the first hit.
Hey,
and that's no different right there.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. I said assumed.
Yeah.
I'll highlight, underline, and italicize that. Metaphorically speaking, of course, as this is speech and not text. But the referees have just sent the combatants to the box, which leads us to believe that it'll be a 5 apiece, apart from Kevin Morris.
Well, there was certainly.
Well, the Blaze are sending 5 guys out there, Stu. This is interesting. Well, Doty's got 2 + 10 here, so
5 minutes for fighting.
we will still see 5 on 5 though.
2 plus an automatic 10 for instigation.
Well, there you go, Stu, and I guess that means the penalties would be coincidental, so no advantage. Ainsworth. And again, that kind of draws on what I was saying earlier after the first fight. Sometimes the instigation's enough, There's 2 minutes for charging on Morris. Sometimes the incident's enough, but the referee's saying there, no, look, we want to be the policeman of this one. As Ainsworth gets poke checked as he was just about trying to move that puck over to Brynäsven. Coventry kind of got away with one there, Stu. They lose Kevin Morris, who's been one of their leading point scorers this campaign, but look, they don't have to defend a Panthers power play.
Yeah, so I agree. I think they've got away with one there. That should be a Nottingham Panthers power play.
As Brynäsven puts his hip in, another bit of physicality as he gets a few jaws from Kevin Henderson. Coventry sneaking away with it. Hashi making it look easy. Drops it off. Crowd, they're offside.
Yeah, both guys, centre ice and left wing there across before the puck went off. There's just a little bit of mishandling between Hashi and Crowder as they came across the blue line.
Yeah, he was looking very smooth as he was coming in, though, Justin Hashi. But yes, just as I was singing their praises, he went in offside. Kevin Henderson, who's been here, there and everywhere for the Nottingham Panthers tonight. Teammates, of course, with Justin Hashi at Sunderski last season. Former Texas Star as well. Justin Hashi played there too. At the end of his entry-level contract, he was traded to the Dallas Stars organisation, and the Coventry Blaze are going to have to send one man to the box here. Delay of game, 5 minutes to go, and just as we were saying, Stu, that Nottingham had been a little unlucky not to have a power play. They will get one.
That's karma, I think, there.
I agree, and you got to say, if you're the bookies, you're going to stop betting on the Nottingham Panthers now, because this is a huge opportunity for them to win this game.
In case anybody's wondering, Jacob Doty is coming off and going straight off. Even if the game goes to overtime, he can't play any further part in the action this evening, so he will go and take himself an early shower.
Yep. Yeah, Jalen Risling was loving that. He was really plumping the feathers of his teammate after the big fight. As the Nottingham Panthers have that puck in the offensive zone. Joyo's desperately trying to marshal the Panthers out of danger. He did a good job of it, but a saucer pass into the slot means Henderson will have a whack at it. Didn't get any of it, and Mika Beekman will grab the loose puck as a result.
I think Nottingham Panthers now will look to have puck possession as the priority here on this power play. They just want to make sure that they keep control of it. They don't give any sort of short-handed breakaways, anything loose at this stage. And if they can make control of the puck and keep the puck moving around the offensive zone, an opportunity will generate itself.
Yeah, they don't care if no one else scores. They get the 2 points. Olsen on the blue line comes off the stick of Hashi and off Hansen, and it'll be cleared. But no, Jake Hansen did a job of holding this up here, but they've whistled offside.
Yeah, Hansen, he's allowed to cross the blue line like that if he has control of the puck, but he didn't have control of the puck, which is why he was whistled offside.
Yeah, although he will say, of course I did, what are you talking about? I knew what I was doing. I think we all know.
Yeah, with the puck bouncing halfway in midair, I would just not describe that as being under control.
Yes, this is not lacrosse, dude. Face off in the neutral zone. 1 minute 29 remaining of this Panthers power play. Scored on the last one. We score on this one. I think it's going to be good night Coventry, but hey, we shall see. Billingsley. Stretch pass down the right. Panthers enter the zone with speed. It's taken around the back. Farmer gets the drop off. It's off Biggs. Put behind the goal line. Pellini will make his way into a danger area, as will Farmer. Peels off to get the pass. Big hit comes in from Joyo. Nice check from former Tulsa Oiler. Comes to the point again. Billingsley through traffic. Came off Pellini. Noble off the boards. Can't get it clear. He's also upended, so the Panthers have numbers. They will try and take advantage here. Biggs with a hack. It comes in front. And it's cleared away by Coventry. As that looked like it was going to be a very dangerous moment, but it just didn't fall smoothly for the Panthers.
Yeah, the momentum came off the puck just at the wrong moment for the Panthers, and the Blaze were able to scramble it away.
Yeah, it was crunchy peanut butter rather than smooth, as Pither comes down to the slot, sends it across the wing. Backhanded away, and it's forced a reactionary save out of Wiekman. 20 seconds to go, power play. Hashi over to Brynäsven, try to skate it out of the zone. A danger area! It's a turnover! It's Guptill! It's 4-2. And I think that might be all she wrote, Stu.
It may well be indeed, as that was a great play from the Nottingham Panthers to find Guptill right on the doorstep. Lots of pressure coming in there. Rio and Henderson in there again, and puck falls to Guptill. Nobody on him.
Yeah, I mean, that play starts with Brynnesven here. He's trying to do the fancy thing and skate it out. It's been reached around by Henderson, stops him from going anywhere, and grabbed and scored by Alex Guptill. Timeout called, and that's by Nottingham. Rich Chernomans gives his team a little breather. He'll tell them to bolt the windows, lock the doors, make sure there's no draft to the cellar, as they don't want to leak anything here, Stu, as the Coventry Blaze. Really, ball's in their court. What are they going to do?
Indeed, what are they going to do? It's really now up to the Coventry Blaze to push the tempo of the game a little bit faster, make those chances, get those defensemen pinching up. They have been trying that, like both Joyo and Trey Lewis have had some movement there. Trey Lewis in particular was trying to exploit an opportunity when Kevin Henderson was down on the ice, but the rest of the team didn't quite pick up on that as well, and could have done with a little bit more urgency. All right, now urgency is the name of the game.
Yeah, they need to find a couple of quick fire ones. As it stands, Nottingham have that bounce back ability, as we talked about last night, Stu, from their loss against the Devils. And I can only see the back of Chernomaz's head, but I can tell there's a smile. He's okay with how things stand, with a shade over 3 minutes remaining in the hockey game. Whipped around the boards by Joyo, bounced out, but over the stick of Nikiforuk. Crowder couldn't grab it. Sent along the line. There'll be a battle for it. Nikiforuk will just yank it out of there. And Nottingham come round with it. Stick in the skates by Joyo. No penalty on the play. Throws a bump in the corner. Is it sent in front by Farmer? A good look from Pellini. Just sent it wide. Crowder backs off into his man. Oh, the Blaze switched off. Hansen will just skip round his man. Oh, big hit comes in on Nikiforuk. Blaze will just carry on here. Hashi will take a shot, short side, goes wide. Hansen battles back to the net front. Brynnesven, Hashi, Haxo, swing and a miss. It's come to the back door. And they have scored. Huge goal from Coventry. That was crunchy peanut butter too. But they won't care. They've grabbed one off the shelf, they've stuck it past Garnett, and that makes things very interesting, Stu.
Yeah, fan shot from Justin Hashi, but again, on the back door, the new guy, Tim Crowder. Fantastic work.
Yeah, and it's a killer for Garnett. He's dived across to try and get it. Had to start at the pads. It's come off one of his skates and up into the top of his net. 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. 1 goal hockey game. Strap yourselves in, guys.
This game is about to get very interesting.
Yeah, and is this going to be Blaze timeout? Danny Stewart's talking to Dean Smith here, but to be honest, I think the Blaze will want to get back to work pretty quickly.
You want to take that momentum.
And Tim Crowder, 2 assists last night, 2 goals tonight.
It's a good opening weekend, getting 4 points.
That's a fantastic opening weekend. As you want to be rewarded with some points, as the Blaze got blanked last night, and Mika Wiekman has played it up high into the netting. He did this last week and it was a penalty. Of course, delay of game, but I think he's got away with one.
James Irons quite confident there that he's seen a deflection. So those 2 goals, the 4th goal for Nottingham, scored by 27, Alex Guptill, assisted by 86, Kevin Henderson. The goal for the Coventry Blaze, scored by number 90, Tim Crowder, assisted by 28 and 33.
Yeah, it's Hashi and Brynnesven. For those watching at home, last 2 minutes, the Blaze have got this puck out the zone, and Ross Venus is leading the charge. Venus leans on his man, out in front, big chance, big goal! It's Kellen Ainsworth, and the Coventry Blaze with time ticking away have tied it up at 4. Oh my goodness! I think I needed to be strapped in, let alone you guys watching at home.
What a breakaway from Ross Venus as he comes round, and then Kellen Ainsworth just jams the puck home to make it 4 apiece with 1.5 minutes left.
He may not be the biggest guy, but he's come up with a big goal. Kellen Ainsworth tracked it all the way. He had his eyes fixated on Venus, and he fixed that puck right into the back of the cage. And the Nottingham Panthers, well, that smile on the back of Chernomaz's face is going to be eking away now as well. Talk about bounce back ability, but now the Blaze have got to ensure this one goes to OT for me, Stu. Nottingham get their pockets picked in the Blaze defensive end. Sent ahead of the play. Oh, Garnett keeps it going. And the Panthers will clear, and should be. Well, it won't be icing as Hashi picked his feet up. Nottingham will change. And that one, right into the bench. And, well, there won't be delay of game as that one was pretty much at chest height.
Game time goal for the Coventry Blaze, scored at 58 and 9 seconds by number 91, Kellen Ainsworth, assisted by number 59, Ross Venus. That's Kellen Ainsworth's second goal of the season.
Yeah, second in the regular season. That was one in the cup too, don't forget, Stu.
One in the cup.
Oh, excuse me, yeah, one in the cup. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, one in the cup, one in the league now.
As the Blaze will poke that one away. Chipped ahead of Kellen Ainsworth. The Panthers will clear this one away as we enter the last minute of this hockey game. Well, the Blaze, I've got to say, and I hate to be a Debbie Downer, last season they'd have capitulated and the Panthers would have got the 2 points, but my goodness gracious me. What fight back. Here's Polini. The Panthers could still win this if they can grab this puck in the zone and do something with it. It comes awkwardly off a skate. Ben Lake leans on his man. Polini sent to the boards by Paulie, and the Blaze scoop it out the zone. Ainsworth doing a good job there. 30 seconds left. Come on, you Blaze is the chant. Here's Ferrara. Looks up. Far corner. Ainsworth will chase. Can't get it away from Hughes, who did a really nice job with a combination of glove and stick. Chipped ahead by Brunnisman. Hughes again. 5 seconds to go. He'll hold it there. Both teams will have a point. Who will get the extra one? It's going to take OT and maybe even penalty shots to find out. But oh my goodness gracious me. Irregardless, the Skydome Arena is on their feet, and it's all Blaze fans.
Great resilience from the Coventry Blaze. We saw it in the pre-season game against Amiens, and we see it here again tonight. 2 goals down with a little over 3 minutes remaining, and somehow they managed to pull it back. Goals jammed in from Crowder and from Ainsworth that tied it up, and now we see a period of overtime, 3-on-3.
60-minute performance right there.
60-minute, but from both teams.
Yeah, absolutely from both teams. You know, Nottingham will be arguing that maybe it was the 2 minutes at the end of the game. They switch off after they get the 2-goal lead, and they, the stereotype is right that the 2-goal lead is the worst one in hockey. You hear that on NHL broadcasts all the time. You hear it on EA Sports computer games. The NHL franchise on the old PlayStation or Xbox. They're always saying that. Always comes out. The 2-goal lead is the worst one in hockey.
Oh, it's a common cliche, but quite often, particularly at the time as well, with 3 minutes and change remaining, you mentally as a player, you might be thinking, you know what, we've got this in the bag. We can take this home. Just have to shut up shop. We've only conceded 2 goals in 56. How are we going to concede 2 goals in 3.5?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And both netminders here have conceded 4 goals tonight, right? So Mika Vietman's at a 2.36 goal against average. Mike Garnett's at a 1.67 going into tonight. So both teams have done a really, really good job of exposing 2 netminders with really good stats. Vietman's at a 91.6 save percentage going into tonight. Garnett's at a 94.1. Those are 2 netminders who'll be happy with their numbers.
Yeah, doing very well this over the start of this season. If they've seen the puck, if they're able to get track of it, they've made the saves, and it's where both teams tonight have really widened the ice, exposed the extra man, created those great opportunities. Because if you look at all of the 8 goals this evening, you can't put 1 on the goalie.
No, absolutely not. 100% no. So, as we just take a quick breath, both teams are getting themselves set. Dean Smith is calling the Blaze to action. The Nottingham Panthers are keen to just get this on and see if they can once again get a lead. Correct me if I'm wrong, Stu. I don't think the Coventry Blaze have been ahead tonight.
The Blaze have not had a lead at all. In fact, from 131 they were chasing the game.
So 3-on-3 it is, and the Nottingham Panthers win that opening draw. Olsen goes behind the net. Hansen will cut off his lane out of the zone. It's all a game of mistakes now, Stu, with 3-on-3. There's so much ice. Dylan Olsen goes to the right. Slap shot comes in, gloved away as Herchebis hit the cheetah of Mika Wiekman. Sent behind the net by Hashi. And Nikiforuk, he will look at some open ice in front of him as the Panthers have changed to get Kovacs on the ice. Nikiforuk, puck comes off his stick, dumps it in. He wants to change, and Nottingham want to advance. Here is Justin Kovacs. Looks at the line, comes in, pulls up. It's very smooth skating from Justin Kovacs. Tries to find Hughes on the peel off. Ben Lake loses his man. It's a 2-on-1 down low, and it's a save from the netminder. Puck still there for Nottingham. Guptill with a give and go. Guptill just out of his reach. That was a lovely play between those two, Stu.
Nice peel off as well to create that space in the first place.
Carving the Blaze up here, the Nottingham Panthers. Coventry really need to stop as a shove comes in. Hansen's been out there for a while. Ben Lake will drop it off for Jake Hansen, who will try and kill some time here. Dumps it in. Brynäsven's fresh out on the ice. Check comes in on Hansen. Kovacs. Ben Lake will get to change. Hansen will too. Nottingham say, you know what, that's okay. We don't mind having a change. As it ends up with Tyler Biggs. Takes it behind the goal. We're already 1 minute 45 into this 3-on-3 OT period. Nottingham, a bad pass. A no-look giveaway. But they have it. It's okay for them. Biggs drops it back. They can come forward with it. Billingsley has a big goal in this game. Does he have two? No, he doesn't, but the rebound came right out. Puck still on the stick of the Panthers. Biggs got tipped. Crowder out there, leans on Polini. 3 minutes for all intents and purposes to go in this OT period. I don't think I've got a shootout in me. I've been having a nasty time with a cold all week. But if anything will clear it, hey, maybe this will. Kellen Ainsworth has the game-tying goal on his stick. Does he have the winner? Oh, big save, Garnett. That was huge, and now the Panthers have stretched it out. Venus, the man, coming back, and he's got that one away from Herchebis. Blaze want to get their shape and pick up their men here. It's a wraparound. Oh, it goes wide of the net. Herchebis with a lovely look. That was a great idea. Creativity key in 3-on-3. Herchebis. Poke checked by Joyo out of the zone. But Nottingham still have it. Blaze will get a one-man change as Paulie comes in. Pither, he has the puck onto the backhand. He's slightly impeded by Venus, but the referees say that's okay. Joyo throws a big check. Kovacs gets it at the blue line. I don't think he's been off for some time. Chance here for Nottingham. Sent out short side. Wide of the net it came off Wiekman. Ross Venus got bowled over. He looks like he's struggling. He's been out there a while. Nottingham will have a chance as a result. Here's Pither. Top of the slot. Across. One time. Oh, a swing and a miss from Justin Kovacs. 3 minutes 25 having gone. Panthers changing one man out. Dylan Olsen comes into the play. They have two men heading to the net. There's a chance. There's a pad save. Puck went behind the goal line. Dylan Olsen really just wanted to pull a trigger, but he didn't want to attempt the bank off the pads of the netminder. Venus has come away with it, but he looks absolutely gassed. Hashi enters the zone. He has no support. It arrives eventually. It's on the stick of Paulie. Oh, he's played it off a skate. He retains it. Paulie drops it off. The give and go. Oh, the shot goes wide from Sean Paulie. Hashi jumps in. 1 minute remaining of OT. Paulie down low. Here's Hashi. Tries to make it out in front. Oh, he got clattered. And the puck will leave the zone. It's in Blaze hands. They'll change. Hansen and Nikiforuk straight out. Here is Hansen. Enters the zone. Has to pull up. Sent wide. There's space at the point. It's Hashi. He drives. Easy save, really. Or at least Mike Garnett made it look easy. But it'll be an offensive zone face-off for Coventry. Oh, this is super. One of the key things about 3-on-3 overtime hockey is puck possession. The Nottingham Panthers had control of that puck for the best part of 3.5 minutes. As they was moving the puck in and around the Coventry offensive zone. It popped out. Nottingham retained it. They moved back in again. The pressure was intense. And we saw Ross Venus in particular getting caught on an incredibly long shift. The Blaze now able to get out
out there and maybe turn the screw for the final 30 seconds.
Cool, blimey, good gracious me. Stu, I've enjoyed this. Whoever gets the 2 points now, this has been one enjoyable evening of hockey. And hey, it had a scrappy second period as well. As the Panthers have the puck. They bring it over the line with Hughes. His lines were fluffed, and now Brennisven, he's going to beat Biggs to this. 10 seconds to go. What can Coventry do? Have they got it in? Oh, the pass has gone astray. And I think, barring something miraculous happening, this is going to go to a shootout, Stuart.
And off to penalties we go, 4 apiece.
Anyone lend me a stool? I'm going to need to sit down.
Oh, we'll.
So, Stu, a shootout. First one we've seen here at the Skydome Arena in 2018-2019 on the first regular season game. How's that for drama?
Oh, it's perfect, really. And what a great way to open the league season here in Coventry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, both teams will be delighted what they've managed to put out there tonight, the 4 goals. You know, the Panthers will probably feel a little ticked off, should we say, that they weren't able to close it out, being 2 ahead with 2 and a bit minutes to go.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. The Panthers will be feeling a little bit upset with themselves more than anything else that they weren't able to close the game out. But I think they'll be otherwise they'll be relatively pleased with what they've managed to do for the game thus far.
Yeah, Stu, you've got colour-coded pens for your box score, and I've, in my excitement at Kellen Ainsworth goal, thrown your lid somewhere. I'm sorry, I found it again.
It's okay.
Right, this is the calm before the storm. We're talking about stationary. I'll tell you one thing, there'll be 2 guys on the ice staring each other down, and they will not be stationary. They'll be looking to duck and dive and weave and score or deny. Rob Farmer's going to be the first shooter against his former teammate in Mika Wiekman. I don't know whether Wiekman, knowing some of this roster, will be an advantage or not. Here is Farmer, the left shooter. Into the zone, weaving, gets in, Deeks. Easy save for Mika Wiekman, and he mic drops with that puck, Stu.
Yeah, very pleased with himself there. Farmer just trying to use the moves to displace Wiekman from the net, but there, Wiekman was able to snare the puck and make the save.
Ben Lake up next for the Genting Casino Coventry Blaze. Their first shooter. He stares down Garnett. What will he have in his bag of tricks? He's a left shooter too. Comes in with more speed than Farmer. Deeks scores! Into the back bar from Ben Lake. A wonderful move from him. Mark Herchebis is going to step out for Nottingham as we look again. Wow.
With speed, with Lake coming through, and then just a little move to get Garnett to commit, and then into the back of the net there.
That's lovely. Herchebis has a couple of goals to his name tonight. Does he have one in the shootout? Let's see. No, he doesn't. It's a glove save from Mika Wiekman. And again, he flings the puck away from him. So we look again. My goodness gracious me. Ainsworth is next for the Blaze as we see Herchebis find the glove.
Some great patience from Mika Wiekman. He's standing up, he's not committing. A little bit early from Herchebis there, but maybe he felt with the speed of his release and the speed of his shot that he was able to beat the netminder.
What can Ainsworth do, Stu? Let's see. The left shooter goes wide left, comes in, Deking! Block a save from the netminder Garnett. Well, Guptill will step out now, Stu.
Some nice angle that Kellen Ainsworth creates himself, but Garnett sticks close to his post, gets the pad out and makes a big save.
Alex Guptill, he's had a big night offensively too. He has a goal and he has an assist as well. What has he got here? He needs something big. He shoots, he finds it, he finds the net. And he made it look very casual and effortless, Stu.
Yeah, very calm and collected from Guptill. Keeps the puck on his stick, just goes forehand, straight with the shot, past Wiekman.
Sean Pawley steps up, the Blaze third shot. This is crucial, Stu.
Yeah, this one to see the tie off for this evening, or whether we go to extra innings on the shootout.
Pawley comes in, Deking, puck's bobbling awfully, but it doesn't matter. Sean Pawley buries it. And if it was all down to the 3, that would be all she wrote, but we go to 5 now, I think, Stu.
Yeah, we go to 5 penalties now. I've forgotten that in my excitement.
That's all right. Fortunately, Luke Pither hasn't, as he steps up, the left shooter. wheels his way in, shoots, he scores two apiece. It's really similar to the Guptill shot placement. Low blocker. As we look again, that's a crisp finish. It's Tim Crowder who will step up next. The right shooter has 2 goals on the night in his home debut.
If you're thinking about the hot hand you want out on the penalty, this is one of them.
100%. He will come in with speed. Looks at Garnett, shoots. Oh, he fired it wide. He missed the target. That's what you don't want to do on a shootout. You want to make the goalie make a stop. He tried to pick top cheese. Well, all he did was give maybe a slight whistle in the ear of Mike Garnett. Kovacs will step up next. This is shot number 5 for Nottingham from number 15, the left shooter, and he comes, looks down Mika Vietman, digs! Oh, that's so sweet from Kovacs. Got the netminder to bite, buried it up high.
Nice move again, just a little bit of a heel fake there from Kovac to get Vietman to commit.
Well, it's gone from advantage Coventry to advantage Nottingham. Alex Nikiforuk stepping up against his former employers. The right shooter needs to score, Stu. And here he comes. Nikiforuk. What can he do here? Puck bobbling. He shoots. Saved by Garnett. And the Panthers get the extra point. Oh, what a shoot. What drama throughout, Stu. What a shootout. What an OT period. What a hockey game for the Panthers. What a result.
What a result for the Nottingham Panthers. What a great performance from both sides this evening. Fantastic game of hockey from both sides, as this one is edged by the Nottingham Panthers. 5-4 in a shootout.
Yeah, talk about their bounce back ability. They've had to bounce back twice this weekend. A, from last night's defeat. B, from being 2 goals up tonight with 2 and a bit minutes to go, to having to split the spoils of war. And you know what, these 2 teams really have had a good go at it. 2 big prime stags bucking antlers. There's been fights, there's been goals, there's been action, and boy oh boy has it been a good one. I'm going to head down to ringside, so folks at home, thank you very much for joining Stu and I'll leave you be, but I'll leave you in the capable hands of Stu Coles and Mike Moser as well.
So we end the game here, and bounce back ability there. Will the Blaze be able to bounce back from what has ended up as just a 1-point weekend for the team this weekend, but hoping to get a little bit in the Challenge Cup? And I think despite the lack of return in terms of points, the team will be pleased with the performance. I mean, last night in Milton Keynes getting 50 shots, and then tonight running, a very good Nottingham Panthers side all the way to the finish. It shows signs of improvement.
Yeah, definitely. And not only that, they were down by 2 goals late in the third. They found a way. That 4th goal could have been a killer for the Panthers, but the Blaze showed some heart, came back, and in the end, shootouts, very much almost a luck sort of thing.
Yeah, shootouts are pretty much a lottery, with Nottingham getting 3 and the Blaze getting 2. But it was those last 3 shooters, Guptill, Pither and Kovacs, seemed to find a little bit of a weakness there, going down that low blocker side for 2 of those 3 goals.
Yeah, it almost seemed as if the players began to realize that shooting was a better option than going for the D. But they got it done in the end.
For the Panthers tonight is number 21, Mark Kirby.
Man of the match for Nottingham Panthers, number 21, Mark Kirby this evening, and he's a little bit disorientated as to where he needed to go, but he's off to collect the box now. A great performance from him, getting 2 goals this evening. Didn't manage to get a goal on the shootout, but a real good performance from the man on his return to the Sky Dome, albeit in different colours. Real. If you were to look at the Coventry Blaze this evening on their performance, where do you think perhaps the standouts come?
I mean, definitely Crowder with his Sky Dome debut. He was very good, and I thought Russ Weenus was kind of a silent star for the Blaze, especially in that third period. He was definitely instrumental for, I believe it was the 3rd goal.
Certainly. Ross Venus got an assist on the game-tying goal, and I think he was in and around the puck. Certainly, also the 2nd goal came off Ross Venus's line, although he didn't get credited with an assist. But you're right, he was in and around it.
Do what you do in the comfort of your own home, knowing that the things most precious to you are protected. Talk to the Nottingham Building Society today about a free home insurance review. Happy dancing!